Hey everybody, and welcome to Everything Under the Sun. I am here with Kevin, as usual.
Hey.
Kevin, what's up?
What's up?
And Josh.
What was that?
I am so excited to have Josh in the
here with Kevin,
studio.
whatever.
I'm excited to be here.
Kevin, you're always here. You're white bread. You're there all the time.
I feel attacked.
I'm just saying, we don't have Josh here as often as
That's
we
true.
should.
I'm very happy to have him.
I'm super happy to have Josh. Josh,
I'm super happy to be here.
What's been going on?
Not a whole lot. Just got off a 48-hour shift at work.
Okay, you're fired. That was super boring. You're
Oh.
supposed to say something interesting.
Or you can say something about his profession.
That's true.
That's true.
'cause
I could
How
say
many
something-
fires did you fight, Josh?
In the past 48 hours?
Yeah.
0.
Oh,
Statistically,
I
it's
told
not
you, that
fighting
was
fires
boring.
every day. You know
Yeah.
what firefighters do? They're,
don't they
they're
fight
at,
fires?
They're
That's
at the
what it's
ready.
called.
They're at
Yeah.
the ready. How many fires a week do you think for your station?
Like, average?
Yeah.
The average is probably 0.
Yeah.
There may be like
per week.
2 or 3 fires a month.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think our yearly average is like 60 for the city of Beaumont.
Which is good. We don't want
That
there
is
to be
good.
more fires.
Yeah.
We want to have firefighters.
Just saying,
and less
yeah.
fires.
Less fires makes life a lot more boring.
That's
It's-
true.
he's not
Fighting
working
fire
on-
is very fun.
He's not working on commission. Like he gets paid whether there's fires or not.
Did you know that back in the day, like in the old timey days, before there was public fire service, like public fire departments,
Yeah.
that people got fire insurance, and they had private fire departments that straight up would come to your house
And they'd stick a
Yeah.
big flag in
and
your yard and
not
fight it.
put out the fire if you weren't insured.
Yeah.
Yeah, like garbage truck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How is that? How is that a thing? Like, what person?
People
What
were a
what
lot-
fat cat in a top hat was like?
Fat cat at the top of that.
Was like,
It
we're
does sound
not
like
gonna
something like Thomas Edison
let
came
the,
up with.
let the children burn. Like, let the fire
He'd
burn.
light
that
his big cigar
house.
on
Yeah,
the house and
Exactly. That's exactly what I picture in the 1800s. Whenever they didn't put out fires for people who
It
were
sure would
insured.
be nice if someone had a truck full of water.
Yeah.
Too bad it'll cost you 25 ducats.
not the Renaissance.
Just this dystopian world where all currency is buckets of water. Yeah, it's 2.5 buckets.
Sure would be
Yeah.
a great thing if someone harnessed the power of water pressure with this little doodad.
Oh man, yeah, it's that was a crazy thing back in the day, but that did
Yeah.
make me think of an old Edwin S. Porter film about someone putting out a fire.
Right over my head.
Yeah, I don't.
It's literally like the earliest. It's like 1890s, like the earliest possible.
No, isn't there one before that? That
Well,
was the
yeah,
first one.
sure, but that was right in the phase. It's
Okay.
revolutionary because he cut inside and outside the location at the same time. That was incredibly novel at the time. They were like,
They didn't know you could do
it was
that.
blowing their minds. They were like, we can see in the house and outside the house at the same time?
I didn't know you could point a camera at anything.
Yeah. Yeah, like, have you heard, well, maybe not, but the stories of, like, the first close-ups were, like, mind-blowing to people.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that they could show this guy with a cat, and he was petting the little cat, and they cut into a close-up of the cat. They're like, there's so much detail. Like, we can see it so much better now. Like,
What?
Why has no one ever done this before? Like,
How did they achieve such an effect? You know what, Rutherford?
Rutherford.
I believe that they put the camera closer and spliced the film pieces together. Do you concur?
That is rubbish, McKinley.
I do remember
We just need to do a whole episode in
where we're pretending like
New
current
England
events.
1800s.
Did you see the Kaiser?
The Kaiser.
Did you see what the Kaiser just said?
The Lusitania.
Over the radio comm?
What was the ship that sank in
Lusitania.
Cuba? No,
Oh,
not
in
that
Cuba?
Oh,
The
Cuba.
Maine.
one. Was it?
Blame the Maine on Spain.
Yes,
Yeah.
that started the Spanish
Look how
War.
quickly
the
he
Yellow
just-
Press
he
people.
just recalled
How
that.
did you, for real, you big
Dork.
nerd?
No,
Yeah.
like super genius is what I was gonna say.
Yeah,
It
the
rhymes.
Maine. That is right, because that was one of the big, like, the first, like, things that really popularized cameras whenever they were a novelty at first, and then the Maine sank, and people could see footage
Yeah.
of the Maine sinking, and they were like,
Mhm.
"Oh, wow!" And it's awful, terrible tragedy, but we
But
were
it
able
really
to, like,
helped the technology.
Yeah.
It was the news, like, for the
It
first
was
time
the
in
news,
history, and
yeah.
yeah, it was.
And hey, we got
And-
Puerto Rico.
And
That's true.
yeah, and look how far we've come from there.
That's true.
Um,
Yeah, it's basically Yellow Press days today.
yeah,
so-
I do remember the train coming into the
yeah.
Yeah.
coming
Yeah,
into the
train coming into the station.
station, and then
People went
people
nuts.
thought they were about to
They're
die.
like, "Ah! They're gonna murder us. It's coming out of the
This is
screen."
what our eyes have told us our entire lives, that that's going to kill me. So it's
Yeah.
a reflex. I have to get up now.
Yeah, it was the same thing with the bank robber.
Yeah.
At the end of that one, they have the guy, like, he shoots directly into the camera with his gun. People were like, "Whoa!"
Which they used at the beginning of
Of
Tombstone.
Oh,
Tombstone.
really?
Mhm.
That's the same.
Oh gosh, this is a crime. But
Please,
I've
Blaine.
never
That's-
You've never
I've
seen.
never
So
seen
you're
Tombstone.
talking about
Oh.
they took the shot and redid the shot for Goodfellas.
Right.
That's the
It's a
homage
reference.
to it, but
Yeah.
they actually used the shot at the beginning of Tombstone.
I'm surprised you've never seen Tombstone.
I know, it's on my list. I need to. It just I enjoy a good Western. For a long time, Westerns were really boring to me until I really started watching them.
Yeah.
Which is the same way with, like, watch movies, people. Watch movies that are not in your small little category of the things that you enjoy, because once you start watching them, you're gonna enjoy them.
I only
Like-
want to watch Marvel movies.
Okay, well, I have watched every Marvel film, Josh. So
Every Marvel film.
That's not
Did
true.
you see
I
the
was-
Dolph Lundgren
Oh my
Punisher
gosh.
from
Oh my
1984?
okay, I've watched all of the. And it's not even that true. I've watched every MCU film. I think there's like 2 that I might have missed, but I've watched pretty much every MCU film.
That sounds pretty authoritative.
Yeah.
There might be 1 or 2 are missed.
Yeah.
My point is, you should watch movies even if you don't, because, like, Westerns are great. For the longest
Westerns are
time,
great.
I was like, "Ooh, Western." And
Why-
then
why
I
didn't
watched
you like-
The Searchers
Yeah, Searchers.
and
Did I tell
The
you to
Man
watch
Who
that?
Shot Liberty Valance.
Did I tell you to watch those?
No.
Did you watch those before me?
No, I started. My grandfather was put into a nursing home, and so he's not mobile anymore. And so whenever I was working at the post office on Friday nights, I would go to the nursing home, and he loves Westerns. So he just started watching Westerns because I was going to watch them with him. And so I started picking, like, all these Westerns, and they were fantastic. I was blown away by
The
how
Man
good they
Who
were.
Shot Liberty
The original
Valance.
True Grit.
Yeah,
Yes,
man.
very good.
Phenomenal.
That's what I'm saying.
So good.
Have you ever blocked off a day and watched all of Lonesome Dove?
I know.
It's like a
Blocked up.
mini series.
No, I haven't seen Lonesome Dove.
It's because it's not a movie. It will take
Oh,
you all day.
it's-
It is
yeah.
a mini series.
It's
Oh.
It's like 6 hours.
I thought you were, like, making a joke like Ben-Hur or
no.
Lawrence of Arabia. Like, it's just a really long movie.
This is gonna sound really bad,
Yeah.
but I was at work one day and they went, "Hey, you want to watch Lonesome Dove?" And I went, "Isn't that like 9 hours?" And they said, "Yes." We finished the movie.
Because you're just, I mean, that's what you have to do that sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's how, like, Kill Bill is meant to be watched. That's
Right.
like 6 hours of television. I mean, 6 hours of movie.
Yeah.
And you cannot watch them separately. You have to watch them together
Yeah.
because they are the same movie.
Don't they flow back to back?
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is why you have to watch them
Well,
together.
back to back so far. And
Oh,
then
that's
when
right.
3 comes out, it'll be back to back.
Are they making a third one?
They're making a 3rd one. We talked about this. Did we not talk about this?
No.
I don't remember hearing.
Maybe
Is
it.
with
Quentin
me, we're
Tarantino making it?
Mm-hmm.
No, he's not.
So
Yes.
he's making another
Yes.
movie.
His
They-
10th film is going to be Kill
They
Bill
announced
3?
it like a long time ago.
He's gonna waste the 10th one on Kill Bill 3. Not a waste, but
I think it's going to be Kill Bill 3.
have we? By the way, have
That's so
And I
sad.
don't
Have
think
we
he's going to
started
stop
the
at
podcast?
10.
We have.
okay.
Yeah.
I was wondering because we did the
Yeah,
introduction and then
did
we
the
just continued
introduction,
on.
and then
Yeah,
we
that's how
just
it works.
that's how it
That's-
works.
yeah.
We just kind of start having a conversation.
Fantastic flow. of
If we
conversation.
don't burst into laughter right
So
after
here's
the
my-
introduction,
Right.
which
Well,
happens frequently.
He says
Yeah.
we, but he means him.
Y'all. Yeah. I sounded so country. I didn't mean
Y'all.
to. Yeah.
Y'all
My
I got made
name's
fun
Blaine.
of all the time for saying y'all, and that's a normal word.
in
Yeah.
California.
Yes.
Well, you have more MO
It's
than
so
they do.
useful.
Yeah, like, it is.
It's
like,
second person plural.
It's a contraction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're like,
And it's-
oh,
And
y'all.
it's gender inclusive. They
Blaine."
should love it.
Yeah, I got made fun of every time I said y'all.
Yeah.
So I had to get used to saying yours, and
Mm.
that felt so stupid.
Yours is use guys.
Yeah,
Use guises.
yeah,
I
That's-
completely forgot what I was going to say because
Oh.
we started talking about Californians and the all.
yeah.
Oh wait,
Well,
no.
We're talking about westerns.
We're talking about Kill Bill 3.
Oh,
Kill Bill 3. That's right.
Which here's what I think it is going to be. Here's my theory.
Okay.
Okay.
When
It's gonna be your daughter.
the bride, when the
Yeah.
bride. See, this is why we've talked about it before. 'Cause
No, we
had
have
this-
not.
Okay.
We
When
have
the bride says, when
I'm
you,
just a smart person.
when you get older and if you still feel raw about it, come find me.
Oh yeah.
The daughter would be old enough now to be coming and finding the bride.
Oh, it's about Copperhead's daughter.
Yeah.
I didn't think that. I thought it was gonna be about.
I think her daughter's going to be in it. I
Yeah.
think the bride's daughter's going to be Beatrix's daughter's going to be in it, but it's going to be about She's not going to be the main person. She might be one of the bad guys.
That sounds kind of
Her
fun.
Beatrix's daughter might be.
So Beatrix's daughter is Bill. And
Or
the movie's
Beatrix is
about
Bill.
Copperhead.
Beatrix is Bill, and
Yeah.
Beatrix's daughter is like Copperhead.
Yeah, that actually sounds kind of exciting. I kind of want to watch that now. But Quentin Tarantino is doing it.
So we'll need to look it up. It's 2020,
Okay.
so
That's
but
true. We all
I
have
feel like it was a
Google
few
in our
years ago where they
pockets.
said we are doing Kill Bill 3.
Okay, I'm looking it up. Converse among yourselves
Okay.
while
Alright.
I do that. the look exchange between Kevin and Josh. Were,
It was like, oh boy,
Yeah.
can we?
Li-
Thanks, Dad. I
Hey,
love it when
Uncle
I love it when he
Barry.
gives us talking time. What do you want to talk about today, Josh?
I don't know, Kevin.
What about
oh
buttons?
my goodness.
Shiny silver buttons.
Buttons. That just makes me think of Conan O'Brien has this Clueless Gamer series, which is
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah.
You should watch
Which
it.
is kind of what I do for Twitch.
If you haven't seen Kevin's Fall
Kevin.
Guys highlight video on the YouTube channel, you need to go watch it because
That's what I feel like
absolutely
every time I'm
hilarious.
doing the Twitch. I'm like, this
It's
is
so
we should just call
funny.
this Clueless Gamer.
Yeah. I have really wanted to get Pastor on Twitch. That would be Clueless
That would be
Gamer.
even more
Lord.
Clueless Gamer.
Yeah, that would be fun. I want to make Pastor play like something like Minecraft, something that he just will
No
never be able to see
direction.
the point of.
That
Yeah.
will never happen.
I think that'd be really
if
fun.
it does, it will happen for like 3 minutes.
That's fine. It'd be 3 minutes of hilarity. But you should go watch Kevin's Fall Guys video because it's absolutely hilarious. But on Clueless Gamer, he tells him, like, he gives him a keyboard to play the game. He's like, here's all your buttons. Because he has, like, this intern that, it's not an intern, it's like one of his guys. He helps him play all the games. So he gives him his keyboard. He's like, here's all your buttons. And Conan O'Brien's just like, don't talk to me like I'm really stupid. Oh, look at all these buttons. Like, it's so funny. You need to go watch the Clueless Gamer series because they're hilarious.
Seriously, Conan O'Brien stuff is funny, but he is like the way that he's funny is making fun of people. So sometimes it's not because like he makes fun of that guy hardcore. That's how he's funny. Like the guy's trying to explain to him how to play the game, and he's just talking about how big of a nerd he is, which is.
Well, when you've got nothing else, when it's like, do I want to be stupid or do I just like make fun of the nerd? I can see that.
Hey, everybody,
being
look at
these
the
two
nerd.
choices. Because it's either do you want people to laugh at you, or you want people to laugh with you at somebody else?
Yeah. So
Yeah, we should, like I said, it'd be super fun to do
Yeah.
Clueless Gamer stuff.
did you know that Conan O'Brien got his start writing
The
For
Simpsons.
for The
Simpsons.
Simpsons?
Yeah. He writes the monorail episode.
Monorail,
Super
monorail.
super famous. I have not seen the monorail episodes
I've
or
only heard the
much of The
song.
Simpsons at all.
What?
I need to. I've watched like the
Oh yeah, we
first
talked about this too.
whole like season and a half, but I haven't watched anything past that.
Aren't there 26 seasons now?
Yeah, well,
There's a
I
lot
think
of.
there's like
The
so it started in
Simpsons.
'89.
You Google that, and I'm gonna Google
Okay.
how many episodes this are.
So-
Speaking of my Google, 1 second.
Okay, Google.
Yeah. Oh
Don't-
my gosh.
phone will do that.
Oh, that's right. I went to go. Josh was on the last episode of. Look at me plugging all of
Look at-
our other content.
Remember all the other stuff we do, everyone? That we're just
Yeah.
bringing up organically.
Go watch that stuff. Josh was in our last episode of Small Groups, and we didn't have an episode. I can't get into that. We didn't have an episode of the regular renewal series where we have like Small Groups and Kevin's sermon and stuff from Takeout Takeaway because the sermon audio did not get recorded properly.
Wow.
And I'm so sad. Your sermon was so fantastic,
It was.
Kevin.
I wish I could remember what I
And
said.
I know well technically I have
do
it.
remember.
Technically I have it on like the in-camera audio has it, but it
So
sounds
just do that.
You
You can hear it.
No,
Can you not hear it?
It's probably
It's really bad. It's
Yeah, but
really
can you
bad.
hear it?
I guess
I
technically
mean, can you hear someone talking a mile away? Yeah,
Ye-
kinda.
it's really quiet and there's a lot of noise. It would be bad. No, we can't do that. But my point. Why did I say those things? Oh,
Well,
because
then the sermon wasn't that great, I guess.
no, the sermon was fantastic. It's just no one
If
will
we have-
watch.
I
No
know.
one will watch.
I mean, I would
that.
watch it.
You should- Stop it, Josh.
Just
It's
put
not
captions-
worth a
just
slight-
put captions on
Stop
it and
citing
people can
against
read it.
me.
Yeah, just
trying to be your friend.
Just
Oh, that's true. Blake and I are friends now.
Oh my gosh, this is a thing too. The Jadens think that me and Josh aren't friends. We're friends.
We are friends.
We are friends. And they were like,
Why do they think that?
You need to be Josh and Elio's friend. And I was like, am I am I not?
Well,
And
the whole
because you
reason
never
that
go to
started
anything?
is because I went, "Where's Blaine?" And they said, "Oh, we invited him, but he had other things." I'm like, "Oh, wow, cool."
Do you
Blaine.
notice how
I thought we were friends.
Do you notice how I said, is it because you never go to anything before you even told that
no,
story?
no, you didn't.
He was actually busy because they said, "Oh, he's doing."
Mm-hmm.
He's. I forget what you were doing, but I went, "Oh, that's a perfectly acceptable reason."
Yes.
And they went, "Blaine doesn't have any friends." And
I have lots of friends.
yeah. And then they sent me your number, and then I went.
It's something that someone with lots
Yeah,
of
I
friends
was about to
says.
say where you take.
But yeah, I was
I'm
probably
good enough.
editing or
I'm
something.
smart enough. And doggone it, people like
People
me.
like me. Oh man.
There's 31
Anyways,
seasons of
I'm
The
Stuart
Simpsons, by the way.
Smalley.
Getting back to getting back to Josh.
Who's
Why
Al
did I
Franken,
even
the senator,
bring-
by the way. That's who that is. Remember that, right?
I don't know who Al Franken is.
What? He was a Democratic senator before he got
Oh
in
yeah,
trouble
obviously
recently.
that jogs my memory.
Yeah.
Which, I don't. I
He was
barely
he
know
was
the names of
alive.
presidents, much
Yeah.
less senators.
You don't know
There's
your
only-
presidents?
No.
Do you know your 50 nifty United States?
I could
From the
probably,
13
I
original
know.
colonies.
I don't know that
Shall-
song, but I could probably
we just started
name
doing
all
like
50
a
United
like a
States.
vaudeville chorus line. we didn't plan it. We just started dancing on this side of the. We're sitting on the same side of the table.
oh
Hello, my
my
baby.
gosh.
Hello, my darling. Hello, my ragtime gal.
Blaine's just slowly getting more and more disappointed when Kevin and I dance and sing.
what other old thing is this gonna make me think of that nobody's gonna get any of these jokes? Do you know what?
No.
Keep telling us about the
What-
Kaiser.
yeah. Who is Al Franken? Just a,
He's the Stuart, the good enough, smart enough.
yeah.
When people like you, he was on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
Became a United States senator. That's
Oh.
all.
That's
That's
the story.
Fascinating.
on 10
Yeah.
years, it's going to be on Today I Learned because he's now out of
Yeah.
the public scope because he got in trouble for some inappropriateness in his past.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sad day. That's fascinating. Thank you, Kevin, for that.
You're welcome.
You look
This
very
is-
fascinated.
This has been the
has been a
informational
look-
tidbit.
A look back at 1980s Saturday Night Live.
Anyways, why was I talking about the fact that you were on the small group, Josh?
I
Because
don't know.
you were talking about the other things that we do.
Yeah.
We just
No, I did. I brought it up for a reason.
Oh, it was because of my phone. Because you couldn't plug the recording thing into my phone.
golly.
Because he said,
That point was miles ago.
yeah.
My whole point was I went to go plug the microphone for that small group video into Josh's phone, and he had a Google Pixel.
I'm so glad we
Yeah.
trudged back to
And-
that.
That's what I'm. That was y'all's fault. I wasn't gonna spend that long on that point. That was
what a
you.
well-fought victory.
Quentin Tarantino.
So now we're
going
going
back.
back even further.
We have to go
What is
back.
this?
The
Are we
audience says
are we time
questions that are
inverted?
unanswered.
Did I not?
Tenet.
Yeah.
We went through the turnstile. We
Yeah.
have to trace the conversation back.
Okay.
10 spoilers. So sorry.
Well,
if
you know they
haven't
go
seen
back
it.
in time if you've seen the.
They don't know about turnstiles.
I still haven't
what
seen
is
the
that?
movie.
You tell me what a turnstile is. You've
A
seen it.
turnstile? That's what you go through. To
I know.
go
I
to-
know.
Oh.
I was making a joke about it being hard to explain. I know we
Yeah.
can explain.
Yeah. Anywho, Quentin Tarantino has long stated, this specific article says, that a Kill Bill Volume 3 would follow the adult daughter of Vernita Green, or
Okay.
Copperhead, as she seeks revenge against the bride, Uma Thurman,
So
for
that
killing
makes
her
the
mother.
theory less.
But the project has
impressive,
never
'cause maybe
materialized.
I just read it a long time ago. You know what I think it's going to be about?
Oh, man. That's funny. Yeah, but I see a bunch of stuff about, like, Quentin Tarantino wants to make it, but
Well, why did he put that limitation on himself? I'm going to make 10 movies.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Because now I don't think he's going to do it. I think he can make, well, this is just a,
That is a
Kill
crazy
Bill
thing
Volumes
to
1
do.
through 3 is just one movie is what he could say.
He really wants to make a Star Trek movie,
He
which I
does.
think would be really cool.
But he's put this limit
He
on
was
himself, so now
lobbying
he's
to
got,
make-
he has to walk it back and be like, "Hey guys, you know I
Yeah.
said 10 movies."
He's not that old. What's he in his
I would be
late
tot-
50s, 60s?
because he's saying, which is a thing with a lot of directors.
I know.
As directors age, they stop making movies that are so great anymore, and so he wants to stop while he's in his prime, and he has other things in his life.
I think
Like apparently, like he's really into music, and so he
there
wants to
are-
produce like music.
yeah.
He wants to do like music producing and.
I think there are people that should have said what Quentin Tarantino is saying right now,
Yeah.
Yeah,
but he's not one of them. I think
Yeah.
he'd be fine just making movies until he
yeah. I would be totally fine if he came out tomorrow and was like,
dropped down dead from his
you know,
drinking.
you don't have to. I'm making more than 10 movies.
Yeah.
Then I would be like, Hooray!
With that amount of emotion.
Yeah, I would be so excited.
Yeah.
I'm ranking 11.
But
So what is this 10th movie going to be? Let's talk about
I don't
that.
know. Because
It's going to be completely
I would
amazing.
love to see a Star Trek film. I don't want that to be his last movie.
Because he also wants to do like follow-ups in the Inglorious.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah. He wanted to do a TV show. He wants to do a TV show. He wants to do a Rick Dalton TV show also.
That's not technically part of the 10. He could still
know.
do that. I think that'd be great. He
He wants to do like the TV show that Rick Dalton
Yeah.
is in,
Yeah.
like as a real thing,
I
which
don't
is
see
insane.
how. Yeah, that is
I don't
crazy
see-
insane. I don't see how.
Of course, he is a little insane.
He is.
Yeah.
I don't see how he can get money for that. Like he's Quentin Tarantino, but at the same time,
I'm sure somebody.
what studio is going to put money into
He could
producing
kickstart it.
I mean,
A-
what's his studio name?
a serial Miramax?
No, his own. He has his own. What's it called?
It's Miramax.
Yeah, but he owns Miramax, but he has his own like independent thing
Oh, I don't know.
that was before that. What's
I
the
thought
thing at the
Miramax
beginning
was-
of Reservoir Dogs?
I'm
That's what
Googling
it is. That's what I'm
Josh
trying to
is
think
pulling out his Pixel.
Yes. 4A.
Yeah. Oh, excuse me.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't. I would watch it, but I don't know many other people that
I would
would.
question his existence, but
Too many Joeys in the world who would never watch that.
See, that's new. I knew that's what you were coming back to. You're trying.
That I mean,
That
I'm gonna
really
start
messed
using,
you up. You've been thinking
It
about it.
did. It did. Honestly, it did. I'm
People
going to
can have
start using
opinions
it.
different than yours.
I'm going to start using it as an adjective.
A
Don't be so
band
joking.
apart.
Yes, a band apart.
A band apart. That is correct.
Yeah.
But that's old. That's what he's been using.
It still exists though.
Does he still uses a band apart?
I feel like I've seen it on things.
Huh. I guess that's true.
Okay, Google.
Oh my god.
Does
Someone's gonna do it.
Tarantino still use a band apart?
Let's see.
You know what?
Oh, it's defunct as of 2006.
Oh yeah, that's like not that long ago. It's like
Not that
yesterday.
long ago,
We just
just
talked about
almost
that before
20
the
years.
thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
like 2006 was
Yeah,
like yesterday.
14 years.
But it had a part in Django Unchained and the
That was
music video
2006.
by The Offspring called Pretty Fly for a White Guy.
So then it's not 2006 because
produced-
Django Chain.
Django is after 2006.
Yeah, it's 2012. So, but it just says defunct as of.
Confusing.
Yeah.
Why can't he be clearer with the things that he does?
It's whack.
It's wiggity whack.
Yep. Why? Okay. Am I missing something? Why are you using these weird 90s
Because it's rad.
adjectives? Okay. All right. Interesting. iPhone 12.
He just said that like he got an upload from the mothership. like he's having some completely other conversation. And then his eyes light up. iPhone 12.
We talked about the Google Pixel 4a, and that made me wonder what they're going to do with the iPhone 12.
But I didn't advertise for it like you did.
I don't know. You kind of
Are we sponsored?
no,
No,
we're
not by Apple.
Certainly not by Apple. If we were ever.
Although, wink, wink, Tim. If you ever want to throw some of that sweet, sweet Apple money our way.
So I saw a TikTok the other day that was making fun of Tim Cook, the way that he talks. So funny. It was just he was being Tim Cook, and it was hilarious.
So I used the Steve Jobs, Bill Gates reference the other day in a sermon,
yeah.
and it made me.
What sermon?
You didn't see it. It was in the Central.
Oh.
Or maybe you did. It was in Central.
What sermon?
The
last Wednesday
last
one?
one of Philippians, yeah.
Oh, I saw it. I don't remember the.
Yeah, because you weren't listening.
I'm the
it's
person
like
who
10
cuts
minutes.
it together. I was listening.
Well,
Clearly not.
I just don't have. I have the memory
Then
of
what
a fruit
sermon?
fly.
Pray tell.
Oh.
So it made me go look up a lot of
Wait, what was the illustration? Now I'm curious.
the tumultuous relationship of Steve Jobs and Bill Gates, and how it was not always that way, and then it became that way. And
Oh yeah, I remember that.
yeah.
Because you said that the fact that Bill Gates stole Windows was controversial, which
I
it's
didn't
not.
say he stole Windows. See, now you're
Oh,
editorializing.
okay, whatever. Bill Gates stole the idea for the graphical user interface that Windows uses from Steve Jobs, who was designing.
I
that product.
I
intimated
thought he stole
as
from
much.
Xerox.
Well,
okay.
no.
It's
Steve Jobs
complicated.
kind of took the idea from Xerox PARC, which was a development.
He took the actual software, reverse engineered from Apple operating system. So anyway,
Yeah.
Gotcha.
that's not the point of the thing that I'm saying. It made me look up all of the old videos of Steve Jobs talking. I was like, oh man, remember what Apple events used
I
to be?
I know. It's so sad because Apple has fallen so far from the tree.
Ew.
But, boo.
Boo!
That was bad.
All hail the queen of filth, the queen of slime.
Are you quoting Monty Python? What is that?
No, that's Princess Bride. When she's
Oh.
having that,
I haven't seen that
nightmare
in-
about her coronation.
I haven't seen that in years.
Yeah.
Oh, I think
And
you were
that's
going to
just
say
this
you've never
one
seen
lady.
that.
I've seen it,
This
but I
one
was like
old
literally
hag
10 years
lady that
old.
won't bow, and she's just standing in the crowd going, "Boo!"
Who makes that?
Who makes Princess Bride?
Yeah.
Rob Reiner. Are you talking about who
Is it-
directed it? It's based off the book by William Goldman.
It's so Monty Python-y. Like not necessarily. It's not like a 1-to-1, but it has so much of that humor that.
Some of that is the tone of the book, but it's also
Mm.
Rob Reiner.
Gotcha. Fascinating. Yeah, that I need to rewatch it. I haven't seen it in a long time. Anyways, Apple fallen so far from the tree.
Yeah, let's restate your horrible joke to get us back on
Maybe
track.
we'll laugh this time. What?
Apples grow on trees.
Oh!
Oh, you don't
We're like a
patronize
comedy
me.
team. We don't need-
Who's on first?
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
What are you asking me for? If you've never listened to Who's on First, you have to.
You don't have to.
You have.
You
What? You don't
absolutely
like
have to.
Abbott and Costello?
It's funny.
Who's the Joey now?
It's funny. It's
Abbott and
just
Costello is
people,
one of the
people quote it
the
for.
intrinsically
quote it so
funniest.
much.
I have never.
I'm not talking
heard-
about
I've never
just-
heard that bit quoted.
I'm not talking about just
I've
Who's
never
on
heard
First.
it.
What?
Yeah.
Anytime people are like confused about who a person is, who's on first?
I mean, I'd say
I
it.
do understand the phenomenon that you're talking about, but it's usually from people much older than us. I don't understand why Hebert's never heard it. But Abbott and Costello are genuinely hilarious.
Oh
You need
yeah,
to
I'm
go
not
look.
saying that they're not. I'm
Okay.
just saying that one bit of theirs is a little overplayed.
Yeah, but
Okay.
go look up the math bit. That one's not overplayed.
I honestly haven't seen a lot
Anything but Who's on First?
No, I've
so
seen
go
other
watch
things.
them.
I have seen other things. I just don't remember them.
Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein. Abbott and Costello go to Africa.
It sounds great.
Okay.
I'll add those to my list. Back to Apple.
I don't even know. if
I
that
have a
Africa's one.
point
Yeah.
that I wanted to make about Apple, which is one, they don't make phones like they used to. Two, the iPhone 12 supposedly
You're gonna pick up the sounds my stomach just made.
probably
I thought
not.
there was a plane flying.
No.
I thought those were massive jet engines.
I thought we were having an air raid.
Oh man. Gosh, I keep on
Talk
trying
about
to
the
make a point.
Apple, okay?
The
Just keep going. Just
the
push
iPhone
through.
12 is supposed to be based off of the design for the iPhone 4. And that's fascinating to me because the iPhone 4 is the last really well designed iPhone and was the last iPhone that Steve Jobs worked on.
I mean, all that to say, it's just gonna have flat edges. That's what
I think
that's
that'd be
what they're
really cool.
Yeah, I mean that'd be fine, but I don't think. I think that they're saying that for people like you. It's not based off the iPhone 4. They're just gonna have flat edges. It's gonna be completely.
It's gonna be the
nothing
exact
like
thing
the
in the
iPhone
previous one.
12 is going to be like the iPhone 4.
Is it gonna be three times as
Name one other
good?
thing besides the flat edges.
The little metal band. The fact that the,
No, that's
the fact
anything that has to do with the edge.
the fact that the camera is
The
not
entire
raised out of the phone.
the entire
Is it
internal
not-
structure of the phone is different. It's not. Gonna
Well,
be like,
yeah, sure. I'm not talking about the way the computer works. I could care less about that. I'm talking about the physical appearance, the
Yeah,
way
so
that
it's
the
gonna have-
phone looks.
So what they mean by that is going to have flat edges.
So,
I guess.
so Blaine,
I'm still excited.
I think you're the opposite of like every other person when they're like really excited for a phone because you're like, I
Well,
don't care
okay.
how it works.
No. I do. The user interface, the operating system is incredibly important. And it's probably the most
Yeah.
important part of the phone. Apple's operating system is not the best anymore, and it's very sad. I can't find anybody that I like better than Apple. Nobody does it super well, but nobody does it as good as it was. Google has tempted me a couple of times, but and I like the camera on the Pixel, but there are people who say a lot of bad stuff about the Pixel, and like that it's not terribly powerful and that it doesn't have a long like lifespan, like they're cheaply made, and it is ultimately an Android product at the end of the day. Like the operating system is Android, and I hate Android.
I place my hand like I'm hurt.
Thank you for explaining the joke for the microphone.
Well, they don't know.
That's true. You
This
did
is radio.
help them. This is not radio, but okay.
It's modern day radio.
Yeah, sure.
No, it's.
Are you a fan? I mean, well, obviously you're a fan of the Android operating system.
I had an iPhone for a very long time, and then I finally made the switch to the Pixel. I really liked it, but I only started really liking it once I figured out you can customize it. What I've made my phone to be is very similar to iOS as far as how it looks, and you got to get used to it.
I would be interested in, because like I still like iOS. I don't like hate it anymore, but there are just things like they put buttons way too far away now. Like I'm super irritated whenever, and they added another one like just recently with iOS 14 now to create a new contact from somebody's phone number.
Mm-hmm.
You click on their phone number, and then it brings you to this page that shows you like information about that phone number that's in your phone, and then you have to click on like more. And then you have to click on create new contact instead of the way that it was, like, I think like iOS 10, like that long ago, was like you could hold down on the phone number and one of the options was create new contact.
Oh, yeah, that's how it is on my Pixel.
I can solve your problem right now.
Like nothing.
Just never add new phone numbers like I do.
Yeah.
And so I'm constantly playing a game of Guess Who, searching back through these text messages of this person texting me. I'm like, who is this?
So when I text you, I should put, hey, this is Hebert.
No, I have your phone number. I'm talking like, but seriously, I let it go for way too long. There's people that I have like
I do let it go
maybe over a year of text messages with. I'm like, sometimes somebody will text me. I'm like, I don't know who this person is. I have to use context clues through the rest of the text messages.
I honestly don't think I have Ellie Hancock's number programmed.
Well, just call somebody out. Why don't you?
Like,
she was the
I'm just
intern
saying,
all
like,
summer.
that's a person, like, she knows that I didn't. Because we had this text where she was, the only time I ever texted her was in the group text that I had with the interns. And so then she texted me, like, individually apart from that group text. And I was so confused as to, because the time that she said that she was Allie was in the group text.
Yeah.
So I just got this new text from this random number. I was very confused. And so we had a whole exchange about how we didn't have our numbers.
It would make my life easier very easily.
Yeah.
And I don't do it.
I know. It is definitely a thing. But that's because in the new user interface, it's hard. It's not easy to do. The same
That's
thing.
not
like,
why I don't
if
do it.
wanna,
I just don't do it because I'm lazy.
If I want to text a picture, now they added another step in iOS 14. If I want to text a picture to somebody that's like more than 2 minutes old, I have to click on like the little expand button. Then I have to push the camera button. Then it's going to like try to pull up my camera, which I don't want. So I have to click on the camera roll button. Then it pulls up like the last 14 pictures that I took. So I have to click on see more to go through all my other pictures. That's ridiculous to send a picture. And Steve Jobs, his philosophy whenever he was designing iPhones was that no operation should be more than 3 clicks away.
That's true.
And they've gotten away from that because that's what makes things intuitive. And they don't want to put the work into making them well designed anymore.
He's rolling over in his alien laser space box, right?
Hey, does
Whatever
that is a
doing.
reference to Community, if you're not aware.
Such a good show.
Yeah.
Hey, does iOS have a back button?
Back?
Like, hey, I went to a page and I don't want to have to go into my search history. Can I just press back?
You mean in Safari? Like in the web browser?
Just in general. Because like
if I go from one app to another app?
Any app.
Yeah, I can swipe back. I like that gesture. I use that all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The little, what replaced the home screen is like this little line at the bottom of your screen. And I can just swipe back on that.
Oh, okay.
And go back as many apps
Yeah, my
as I
phone's
want.
too old. I still have the face button.
Oh, yeah,
That's
we have
how
to
I
double
did-
tap it.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's definitely a feature. Like I said, there's a lot of iOS that I like, but they're adding new things like the widgets in iOS 14 are like, I'm never going to use this.
Yeah,
I put it on my
I
phone
already,
because
I
it was
already
new.
have things grouped. So what? How is that?
Well, a
helping me?
widget is like
I know what a widget
It could be
is.
anything.
information from like the weather. So if you always want
Yeah, but
information
so
from the
I
weather,
have that already.
but you have to
That's-
tap on the weather app.
So you have to tap on the widget.
No, you don't.
Oh,
the
you're
widget-
talking
so-
about.
The widget is on your home screen,
Okay.
So it just
and
shows
so it's
it.
just displayed there all the time.
Well, mine does that already.
What? No,
So-
it doesn't.
Yeah.
On your watch?
69 degrees.
Oh my gosh.
No, it does it on my phone too.
It does.
Hmm?
If you tap on the weather app.
If it wasn't the notifications.
He's looking through his
So it wasn't the
phone at the
notification
moment.
center. There we go.
Oh, because you have the widget and you have to swipe down the notification center.
No,
Okay.
I don't have it.
Okay.
It's a date.
Okay. All right.
Date
I'm
and
just
time.
saying.
Millennium Falcon.
I have been increasingly more irritated with Apple over the years and have not, gathered the courage yet to make the switch. But if I was going to switch to anything, it would be Google.
Join the dark side.
I just don't care about the customization.
I don't care about the
want it to just be
customization
done
either.
for me,
Yeah.
and I won't.
I want it to be intuitive.
Because I have
And
to do other things. I don't want to have to worry about.
Yeah.
That's why I don't save people's phone numbers.
I want,
I
I
got
want
stuff
it
I
to be
gotta do.
intuitive, and I want it to look well designed.
Yeah.
And for so long, Android, I hate Android's texts. Like the blue and the yellow nastiness is nasty.
What?
Oh, I use it.
What
I
are you
don't
talking
use
about?
the Android messaging app. I use it's called Textra.
Yeah, see, and that's crazy. I don't feel like I should have to download another app because your texting app isn't good enough.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah,
Android messages don't do it.
sad day.
Yeah.
You're not doing a good job of making me want to switch to the Google
Yeah.
Pixel. But did you know that Chromebooks have their own OS?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Google has like their own. What is it called? Do you know?
It's called Chrome OS.
Chrome OS.
Yeah.
Why?
Chromos.
I
Chromos.
didn't. Yes. Why? I didn't realize they designed. I thought you just installed
Well,
Windows on a Google.
Also,
on a Chromebook.
though, Chromebooks aren't compatible with a lot of stuff because of that.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Zoom has a big problem with Chromebooks because it's their own OS and it's not.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So if you read the fine print, a lot of the stuff that
Why
we
would-
use all the time, it's like, Chromebooks might be a little wonky.
But Zoom is a web browser thing.
Yeah.
It works
What's
on.
an app?
Yeah, but it can.
But you can download the app. I see
Yeah.
what you're saying. Gotcha.
Chr-
Okay, sad
Google's
day.
trying to like do their own thing
They are.
in everything.
I like Google's design. Like
Yeah.
I think it's super sleek and modern, and it feels really cool. And which is why I'm kind of drawn to it. But,
Yeah.
And why I switched from Safari to Chrome, because I was shown the clear superiority of Chrome one day.
I don't
But I
like-
still really liked Safari.
Yeah.
And did you know that Windows still comes with Internet Explorer?
Yes.
They make Edge now.
Yeah, and
Which
it still comes with Internet Explorer.
isn't great, but they still install Internet Explorer on your system. Like I opened a link the other day. I have a new computer, by the way.
Oh.
I opened a link the other day on my new computer,
What kind
and
what kind of computer?
I have no clue. It's something that Jeremy
Don't know
custom
what you're.
built.
Oh.
Oh,
okay.
you
Yeah.
get
It's
I
a
was about to say,
fancy one.
did you steal it?
Yeah.
You don't know what it is.
No. Jeremy custom built it because I have a lot of work that I do on my computer. I needed one that could do the work faster. What was I saying? Now you distracted me.
You
Anyways, I
clicked
clicked on a link
on-
the other day
Yeah.
and it opened it up in Internet Explorer, and I was like, "Why?" It was awful.
Did Internet Explorer offer to update to Edge?
No, but I already have Edge on there.
Oh.
Like I have Edge and Internet Explorer on there. I use Chrome, so I have 3 different web
And it won't let you delete it.
browsers. Yeah, it won't let you delete Internet Explorer or Edge, which is I hate Windows. I hate Windows so much, and I'm so sad that I'm using this PC now, and it's great. It's fine. I mean, I like it, but I have to use it through Windows, and it's garbage. Why, if I dare to bring a window anywhere near the top of the screen, it's like, oh, you want this full screen immediately? Bam! I'm like, I didn't want that. but
Sometimes
thanks,
Safari
though.
does that too, though. When I'm like, it does the spread the windows.
Spread them.
Yeah, it's like I don't know what it does. Maybe it's just my computer, but it's like anytime I click on it near the top, it's like, oh, you want to see all your windows? Wow.
Oh.
That's weird.
Yeah.
It shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want it to gather.
Because in the trackpad you can do like a swipe all your fingers
Gather
out
ye
motion,
windows while ye may.
and that'll show you all your programs that are like running. But that's another thing. Multiple desktops. I love multiple desktops on Mac OS, and Windows is like, oh no, we want to stack everything on top of each other. And I'm like, I hate this. And then somebody had the audacity to be like, yeah, but you can just make one half of the screen and the other program the other half of the screen. And I was like, why would I want to make my program half of the screen? Anyways, I have really strong feelings about
I can tell.
operating systems.
He didn't comment on my West Wing quote.
Did you quote the West Wing?
Well, she doesn't say gather you windows. She says gather you rosebuds because she's quoting
Oh,
the
How
poem.
did I miss that?
that is right.
Are you excited for they're doing a special?
They are doing a special.
What?
I'm watching through West Wing right now.
What?
They're bringing everybody back. I don't know how they're going to rationalize
Is Aaron
Bartlett.
Sorkin writing it?
I don't know.
I don't know. He didn't write the last 3
That's
seasons of the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is when it's bad. But
That's when it gets worse.
yeah.
Like one of the best TV shows that ever existed is the first 4 seasons of The West Wing.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, absolutely. That's because Aaron Sorkin is a genius, and he's in the middle. I was literally watching Trial of the Chicago 7. I was watching the trailer for
Yeah.
that on mute because I was like somewhere where I couldn't. I don't know. Someone was talking next to me, and so I was curious because I kept on seeing that everywhere. But it looks. I don't know. I kept on seeing it. And I was like,
I think it'll be fine. I really like when Aaron Sorkin just writes something.
Well,
I
that's-
don't like
I
it when
agree
he
with
writes
that.
and directs it.
Is he directing Chicago 7?
Yeah, he is.
That might be bad.
When he just writes something,
And that
it's
might be
beautiful.
why the footage I've been seeing out of it, I've been like, I don't care about this. But then I only watched half the trailer, but they show the text and they were like, written by Aaron Sorkin. And I was like, ha, I'm going to watch this immediately. If you don't know, Aaron Sorkin is a screenwriter who wrote such great monumental works as
So,
The Social Network,
Here's why I like.
Charlie Wilson's War,
Yeah,
A Few Good Men,
right.
Primary Colors.
Which is great.
Yeah.
Here's why I like Aaron Sorkin.
Yeah.
He writes dialogue really well.
Steve Jobs.
He writes.
That was
I
another-
still haven't seen Steve Jobs.
Ah, watch Steve Jobs. It's so well written. It's so good. And Michael Fassbender's performance of Steve Jobs
Yeah.
is
Molly's Game. Anyway, we can keep American President, whatever.
yeah. We can keep going.
Anyway.
Watch every Aaron Sorkin movie.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
He writes dialogue really well. And Aaron Sorkin writes like here's why I like and don't like
Writes
Aaron Sorkin.
real good.
He writes he used words really really good.
Yeah.
He writes like sermonettes.
Yeah.
He writes like these big
Oh,
long
yeah.
monologues
Yeah.
for his characters to
kinda
have.
wordy.
Newsroom. Wordy, yeah.
Newsroom.
Which is
Newsrooms are
great.
really
So
but,
good.
But as long as you agree with what his sermon is saying, you love
That's
it.
true.
Yeah.
That is true.
Sometimes he writes.
Because
But he's very
newsroom,
preachy.
Newsroom is super preachy sometimes. I do agree with that, but I disagree with a lot of what he says, and I'm still in love with it.
I understand the craft.
Yeah.
And
for
I
sure.
like. I think more people should write like that. And I think
Yeah.
the reason that people respond to it is because of like these big emotional appeals.
wooing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So some people don't like it because of that, but I don't care. I know what it is, and I love it.
For real. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Give it to me. It's great. I love it. That was a weird.
I love it.
Anyways, Aaron Sorkin is phenomenal. Chicago 7.
Trial of
I'm-
Chicago 7.
I'm intrigued.
Me too.
Only because it's Aaron Sorkin, though.
Cautiously
Like hearing
optimistic.
that he directed it makes it. What was the other one that
Molly's
he
Game.
Molly's Game,
Which
Yeah,
was
it's
not
just
great.
Not great. It's he's had several that he's both written and directed. Oh, the classes. What are the classes? Masterclass.
Masterclass, yeah.
They did that big promotional campaign a while ago where they were like, "Oh, take
Yeah, I
all
was
these
seeing
classes."
those ads all the time.
I was really tempted by a lot of them.
Did you have a film degree?
It's but I can still learn things.
Okay.
I was tempted by a lot of them, but not even the filming stuff. Like Neil deGrasse Tyson teaches
Yeah.
like a physics one,
Ron Howard.
and like the writing ones. Yeah, Ron Howard teaches a directing one. Isn't David Lynch
David
teaching
Lynch did one, yeah.
Yeah, so they had a lot of really cool ones. But it's like
I'm
$100
teaching
bucks a month.
transcendentalism.
Yeah, it's
$100 a month?
super expensive.
Yeah, so when I looked at it first, it was like $100 for this class. And I was like, that'll be great.
Yeah.
But then it's like $100 a month for
Yeah.
the whole time you're in. It's like you're going back to college, except there's no
Yes.
accreditation.
Yeah, it's
just
so expensive.
Yeah.
But I came this close to subscribing whenever they had the Aaron Sorkin class on
How long are the
screenwriting.
classes?
I have no idea, but having anything more than a couple hours of Aaron Sorkin teaching me screenwriting sounds incredible.
Have you seen also the other thing that Aaron Sorkin likes to do is recycle his favorite phrases?
Yes.
Have you
Oh,
seen like the
yes, the
video
supercuts
where it's a supercut
that
of
is
everybody
true.
saying "not for nothing," or more and more we're thinking less and less of each other, stuff like that. Like he reuses when he finds one that he likes, he's like, you know what'll fit here?
Yeah.
That thing I wrote 10 years
This
ago.
is going in everything. Yeah. I'm sure he has like some notebook somewhere. These are all phrases that sound supernatural on camera. Yeah.
The other thing he does. Why am I dumping on Aaron Sorkin now?
Keep going.
But he always has these. He has these super genius characters that no one's that smart as the people that he writes.
I hate Aaron Sorkin because I compare myself. I don't feel like I'm working hard if I'm not working like an Aaron Sorkin character.
No,
Like-
they're no one. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Aaron Sorkin characters do not exist.
Yeah.
No one knows.
But I feel like that's the standard of like to be a professional, like to be like really good at your job.
No.
You have to do it like an Aaron Sorkin
You
character.
mean Josh
does
from The
there.
West Wing isn't
Yeah.
the standard person working there?
or there will never
Yeah.
be a Josiah Bartlett
Yeah.
president. Rhodes Scholar, Nobel
Philosopher King
laureate,
president.
economic professor
Oh,
with
man.
a master's degree in theology. Never.
It's not even that. Like the interns in the newsroom are like so inspiring to me. Like
Yeah.
they're like at like New Year's Eve parties, like researching stories for the next day, and I'm like, if I'm not that person,
Well,
then I'm
I'm
not
talking
doing my
about just
job
the
good.
recall of everything. Oh yeah, like I mean, it's the same thing that takes me off in movies where they're like, oh, I was reading, and they cite some. It's like in
Yes.
Ghostbusters when they cite some really obscure passage from Revelation, and the guy like quotes it. He's like, oh yeah, you mean this because he has the whole Bible memorized. Yeah, no one.
Yeah, I'm not even talking about the recall. I'm talking about like the work ethic. Like they work.
Work ethic, yeah.
They never sleep.
Well, I mean, he interviewed. Have you seen? There's like this documentary of White House staffers talking about. They did this thing after the West Wing was over. White House staffers talking about how accurate
The West Wing is.
how accurate the
workload?
depiction of the workload is. Yeah,
Wow.
for a White House staffer.
That makes me scared.
Yeah.
That's insane. Do you know that was the first show ever that got access to the White House
Really?
to design their sets?
Yeah, because they designed it completely.
They like
And
to
then
the,
they
to
used
the
it.
centimeter.
Yeah.
and shows to
rebuilt
this
it.
day pay the production studio that owns that data to make their own sets.
Movies,
Wow.
TV shows
Yeah.
still use it.
Yep. And the White House has changed since then.
Yeah.
Like, so every White House that you see is like a White House designed from the 90s.
I was watching a show and I forget what it was, and I was like, okay, did they use the exact same set as the West Wing?
They
'Cause, like,
do
That's
that.
very
Like
likely.
the press room and like the office.
Yep.
It's the building like across the street. That
the
Oh,
The-
where the vice president is.
yeah,
the OBOE,
yeah,
Is
the
that what it
Office of
is?
Business something. I don't know.
whatever it is. But
They
I was
say that
like,
they use the acronyms in West Wing all the time. Like, yeah, I know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, what's that? I don't know.
and I was just looking. I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, like this show was filmed like I think it was Designated Survivor. It was like
Oh.
10 years after the fact of like the last episode of West Wing aired.
Is that
And
the
I was
one
like,
with Kiefer Sutherland?
Mhm.
yes,
Where he's
That was like
the,
24,
he's like
but
the
he's the
Treasury
president.
Secretary.
yeah.
Gotcha.
And everybody else like got.
Everybody.
What is he?
Oh,
what's
so
that
his
they
is
blow
right.
up the Capitol building
Yeah.
at the
Well,
State of
I
the
haven't
Union.
seen
At the State of the Union.
Yeah, and
because
he's
you
like
ha-
the-
He's
that
like
is
the
right.
one that's supposed to be the
Yeah.
designated survivor.
Yeah.
Which is
in
crazy.
case
That's
everybody dies.
Which is
That's
a
a
real
real
thing.
thing.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
often it's like the
Somebody
Minister
like-
of Agriculture.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's the
that's what he
Minister
is.
of Urban Development.
That's it. Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and when you watch the show, it's like he does one thing, and then they're like, Turkey and Azerbaijan are now at war, and he's like, okay, I'm gonna talk to him, and he talks to the two ambassadors, and the next thing happens, he's like, everyone has cancer, and it's just like, it finishes, and then it's like this huge other thing,
What world is this based in?
and then everybody,
Everyone on the planet has cancer now.
like, it's just from one huge thing to the other. And I'm like, calm down. And the
It's not accurate.
seasons are 24 episodes, and each one's an hour.
God.
And it's just nonstop. And I'm like,
It's like 24.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
The first season takes place in 30 days, and he gets so the entire government gets destroyed.
So it is like 24.
Yeah, the
It's just
entire
each
government
episode
gets
is a day.
gets destroyed. He gets shot.
How many people does he torture?
Like 6 people go. Like six different countries go to war. Like there's a there's a biological terrorism incident, and then he goes,
Does his
"All
daughter
right,
get
everyone."
kidnapped?
Yes.
It is just 24.
That's funny. I think it's the same producers that did 24.
Maybe
That's why Kiefer Sutherland.
What if Jack Bauer? Why didn't he just make Jack Bauer the president? I mean,
That's true.
Excellent question.
Do 24 the sequel, Jack, and we'd call it 48, and Jack
Ooh.
Bauer is the president.
Yeah, but then you have to
48th
make it
president.
48
Yeah.
episodes long and 48 hours for the episode.
Is that what number president we're on?
I don't know. I think I think Trump might be 45.
Yes, 40. Yes, he's the 45th president.
Oh,
Is that what number president we're on? So we have to wait.
Once we get to 48, we're getting the sequel series where Jack Bauer is the president. We're gonna call it 48.
I have never seen 24.
I have
haven't-
never either. I've watched a lot
It
of
was
it.
just it was so much part of the culture when I was in high school. It's when it
Yeah.
came on.
I've been told to watch
It's a
it
really cool
lot.
premise, and I hear that it's really well made. Like there's a
Yeah.
lot of
Yeah.
it that's really well. But Jeremy will watch it on his lunches,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll be like in here editing or whatever, and so he puts it on, and we just make fun of it the whole time. And
Yeah,
it's-
because there is
it's
ridiculous
kind of
things.
it's
that
pretty
happen, yeah.
it's pretty ridiculous. Like their hacker stuff, like they'll like
Well, they
make
yeah.
they'll do like computery things.
All the hacker stuff.
And they'll like literally one time this like hard drive like it like got blown up in this helicopter crash and they like find this little piece of it and they like
Like,
recover
oh.
like location data like based off of they're like, oh, the missile's coming from this location.
You know what I love when you have the clicky clacky type
Yeah.
person on your team. You're like, let me try something.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, all our problems are solved now.
Yeah.
I hacked it.
Yeah.
That's not how like real world. Most of the
Yeah.
time when you get hacked, somebody got your password. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
the most accurate depiction of hacking in movie TVs.
Community.
No, not Community. Yes, Community. Mr. Robot.
Yes.
I have not
That's
watched
such
that,
a good show.
but I've heard good things about
Yeah.
it.
You need to
I
watch
do
it.
really want to watch that almost entirely for Rami Malek,
Yeah.
because he was fantastic. He was the best part about Bohemian Rhapsody, and I'm excited for him in No Time to Die. And so I really want to see
Oh, that's
more
right.
of
He's
him.
a new Bond villain.
He's a
He
new Bond
is,
villain.
and I am super excited about. I think we've talked about No Time to Die every episode for the
Yeah.
last 4 episodes.
Well, now we're talking about let's make that 5.
Yeah.
No time to die.
Yeah.
But I really want to watch Mr. Robot, just primarily for Rami Malek. But in Community, they have that one episode where
Yeah.
they get hacked, and my favorite thing is what is his name?
Pierce.
Fierce.
No,
Jeff.
Jeff.
the computer
Abed.
guy that they
Troy.
have
Oh,
in the later seasons, of
Fat Neil.
6th season. In like the 6th season. There's the guy
Keith
who does
David. I don't
the-
know.
the-
Yeah.
the
Oh.
computer stuff.
Yeah, Keith David is his name in real life. I
Yes,
don't know his name
Keith
on the
David.
show.
Tells Jim Rash, you know, you could do it if you cut the hard line at the mainframe. And Jim Rash is like, the mainframe. And he's like running down the whole school. He's like, get out of the way. I'm going to the mainframe. And he's like stops in the middle hall. And he like kind of finally walks back. And he's like, you were playing a joke. Yeah.
Because that's also a thing.
Yeah. You could fix it if you cut the hard line at the mainframe. Funny.
Where do we keep the mainframe?
Oh man, as Community, great show.
It's
I was
a
just
great
telling Manuel that he had to watch Community.
Well,
We're
let
in the
him
middle
finish
of
The Office.
Yeah,
first.
we're in the Office is like 9 years of television.
Manuel's seen The Office, hasn't he?
No.
He keeps
What?
He's
stopping.
watching it now.
He told me like a month or so ago that he was watching it.
Well,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
we're still working on that.
We're still working on. I like how you talk about it like it's your kid.
Yeah.
he's having some trouble with algebra.
Yeah.
We're still working on that.
I think he's in season 2.
Hannah, if you're watching or listening,
Yes.
If you're-
Make Manuel watch The Office,
yes,
please.
please.
It's not her fault.
I
She's
mean-
done her
I
part.
mean, in a way.
she-
Yeah. Office. Oh my gosh, best show ever made. But I've been also being like, hey, you should watch Community because Community also is like
Community is
one
good.
of
If you get
one
past,
of the best shows ever made.
um,
It's not even that. Like there's not any time.
No, I'm not talking
Yeah.
about a level of watching it. I'm talking
Oh.
about if you just get past the fact that Joel McHale's just annoying.
yeah,
Yeah, you're meant to hate that character.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if you're meant to.
I think
you're supposed to
go,
think he's the super cool guy.
I think
Are you?
I think that's like
Because
it's
the
almost
show
ironic because it's that
Yeah.
he's such a cool guy that you're like,
yeah.
the show
Ugh.
deconstructs that so often.
It does, but I think you're still supposed to think it.
Well, I think you're supposed to think it whenever the show is deconstructing it.
Yeah.
Like you're not supposed to think it on like you're supposed to like think that he's super vain, but then whenever he gets past his vanity, then
he's
you're
a
supposed to
cool-
think he's a cool guy.
No, I think you're supposed to think he's cool at the beginning.
I don't know.
Oh yeah.
But there is way too much Dan Harmon in that character, and as phenomenal a writer as Dan Harmon is, he's kind of a not so great person.
Where are you going with that?
Yeah, he's
Bring it in for Lent.
yeah, it's like the whole story of like how he like treated Chevy Chase. Now Chevy Chase also not that great of a person to
Right.
work with.
No way. There's not decades and decades of people hating Chevy Chase and him getting banned from Saturday Night Live and
Yeah.
everything else.
Hey, he quit Saturday Night Live.
No, he got
if you listen to him,
because he was a jerk,
yeah,
to
he
put it
is-
mildly.
is difficult to work with. But like, there's this whole story like how Dan Harmon, like you're Dan Harmon. You're making the
I'm not.
show. It's like one of your
He's-
first
that's
shows
not Dan
that
Harmon.
oh my
You
gosh.
be Dan Harmon.
It's one of like the first shows that you're making. You land Chevy Chase.
Yeah.
Fantastic as your role. You have to understand what you're signing up for in a
Yeah.
relationship. And like Dan Harmon like has all these stories of like, oh, I had so much hard time working with. You knew that was going to
Yeah.
happen, and so like all the stuff that he does, anyways. That there's
There's a whole behind
there's
the
a whole
scenes
thing, yeah.
feud behind with them that
yeah.
it's not part of the show because the
But
show's
there's a lot of Dan Harmon in Joel McHale's character in the show. Like especially if you listen to like Dan Harmon's podcasts and stuff, like you can hear,
whatever.
which also is kind of like par for the course for Dan Harmon. That like the person that he writes most as himself is like the one person who's supposed to be like the really attractive, intellectual, smart person.
Which is hilarious if you know what Dan Harmon looks like.
Yeah. Hey, you just were saying.
I'm sorry, I
should
wasn't
be
saying-
Dan Harmon.
No, I
What
didn't mean
does-
it that way. I
What were
just
you
meant, like,
implying, Kevin?
it was surprising
How
when
come
you
you
said.
wouldn't want to be Dan Harmon? How come you wanted me to be Dan Harmon?
No, I was just getting the Dan Harmon off of me.
Whatever.
I wasn't
By
projecting
directing
it.
it at me.
Passing the hot
Thanks.
potato.
I was passing the Harmon potato.
That's the Harmon. Yeah. That just sounds like
None
a
for
real
me, thanks.
genuine. Anyways, end of the story. Is that
Yeah.
bottom line? Is what I was
Bottom
trying
line,
to say. I think?
what is the bottom line?
Yeah, what's-
Bottom line, watch Community.
There
Yeah,
you
watch
go.
Community.
Yeah. Which bottom line makes me think of The Office again. It's a vicious circle. Literally like little words like that. And I'll do that. Like I'll say something like bottom line.
Should
And that
we
is
do-
a quote of Jan in the episode where they're having to sell to
Yeah.
paper to the county. And she says, what's the bottom line? Like that's the level that and it's stupid.
So
It's not
I'm gonna-
funny.
I'm gonna
Nobody
po-
understands it.
I'm going to posit a question.
Oh.
Okay.
Vicious circle or vicious cycle?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Are they the same thing?
I mean, they're
yeah,
used
but it's
as the
which-
same thing, but
which
you
one
just
do
said
you
vicious
use?
circle.
Yeah.
Are you asking which one we use or which one's correct?
Yeah.
well, shouldn't you
okay.
use the one you think is correct?
Well, I'm asking
I think they're
because
both correct.
because I'm afraid I'm going to say one and you're going to go, well, actually.
Well, you use the one that you think is most correct.
I
You
say
just
vicious cycle.
I say vicious cycle also.
I say vicious circle.
I think they both make sense logically.
Yeah.
But I wonder
I
what,
mean, a
I wonder
cycle
which one is
is-
the most
Cyclical.
gets the most usage.
Good
I can
question.
tell you, I have
I have a Google machine.
Yeah.
Email,
Google machine.
everything under the sun. Is it Calvary Everything Under the Sun?
Oh,
What's
no,
our-
it's not. It's Calvary Renewal Podcast.
Calvary Renewal Podcast with
At
your
gmail.com.
answer at gmail.com.
Yeah.
With
Vicious
your
cycle or
answer.
vicious circle? This is where we find
Yeah.
out.
Are you
It's
a
a-
cycle head or
So
a
Tomas,
circle
just
head?
tell us which
is-
one.
Yeah. That is a fire starter.
It is a fire
Oh.
starter.
Fire.
See, I don't, but that I don't have like a strong opinion either way. I just,
That's
I
true.
think
Yeah.
I've
It's not,
just
it's not a very
used-
good fire starter, but it is a fire
I
starter.
think I've just used vicious cycle.
You can get a little smoke off of it.
Is there a fire starter you really wanted
little
to
smoky.
use but haven't had the opportunity to use yet?
Oh yeah, do we have fire starters?
We do have fire starters.
Yeah.
Honestly.
You should also
I
send
don't-
those to
I don't have
calvarynewellpodcast
any-
at gmail.com.
You should do that because we need fire starters. I have not looked at it since the last time
Oh, okay.
we did everything under the sun.
I had one in
Oh,
my head
You know who
coming,
would have
and I
looked at
was
it?
like,
A White House staffer.
Oh, we do have new ones. Guess who they're from?
Tomas.
Tomas.
2 new ones.
Okay.
What?
You know what I love about podcasts the most? The dead time when they're reading something.
Yeah. when everybody kind of looks at each other and just kind of just does this.
Oh. He's saying we were talking about picadillo. Is that what it's called?
Pico de Gallo.
No, the other one. Apparently, there's another one. I know about pico de gallo, but we had tacos on Takeaway, and Cameron had something on his taco that he called picadillo.
I do remember. I don't know what
that is. Just Pico de Gallo put together.
Without the gallo.
Wasn't Pico de Gallo always put together?
No, I meant like in one word.
Oh.
Anyways,
you share separately? Like there's some onions over here, a tomato.
I've had
Tomas
deconstructed.
Construction sauce.
Tomas says, repeat after me. Picadillo is pronounced picadillo, and it's awesome on tacos.
Okay.
It's not a fire starter. That's just a
That's
statement.
not a
of
fire
fact.
starter. It's just a statement of fact. We do have a new one from. We have a good one from Tomas.
Would you rather
He
have-
Tomas
really likes it.
Would you rather be
Tomas is
human
just
with
a supplier
strawberry
of fire
thoughts?
starters. Let's
Or strawberry with human
let's
thoughts?
just get real.
That's an old one.
We've done that one. That was
Ooh.
before
Y'all
we.
did that on the podcast?
You brought that up on the podcast.
Oh, I
remember?
did?
Yeah, one of the first times you were.
Oh
on.
man.
What?
Would you rather be a human with strawberry thoughts or a strawberry with human thoughts? That's an old.
What does
old
that
question.
even mean?
Would
Basically.
answer the question, Blaine.
Would I rather be a vegetable?
Would you rather be a
Or
vegetable
strawberry's a fruit.
with human thoughts? Well, it's really a fruit. Would you rather be a fruit with human thoughts or a human with strawberry thoughts?
Do strawberries have thoughts?
I mean, I would assume it's just something like
See,
absorbed.
I would rather be a human with strawberry thoughts because if you're a strawberry with human thoughts, you can't do anything.
The question
you're
boils
trapped in your
down
own
to
You don't know it if you're a strawberry.
The question boils down to: would you rather have the ability to do greatness and not know it, or the ability to not do it? But think
But
about
know
it. It totally just broke
Would
down.
you rather be?
I've argued this point for years.
Which one's the one that
Okay.
you want?
Wait, I still don't understand the weird symbolism of your why.
We'll talk about it later.
What? No, we're talking about it now. What does it mean?
Would you rather be a
Josh.
human
What does it mean?
with strawberry
No,
thoughts?
the greatness thing. What does that mean?
Okay, so if you're a strawberry, but you can think as a human,
Uh huh.
right? So you can know what's out there,
Yeah.
okay? Because
But
strawberries.
you're trapped in your own body.
But you're trapped. Or would you rather be a human that has no ability to perceive the outside world? You were only concerned with living.
Yeah. I mean, to live is better than not to live.
I mean, your strawberries live.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'd rather be a strawberry with human thoughts than.
Okay. There's no right or wrong.
If I had strawberry thoughts, then I would basically be dead. Because strawberries don't have thoughts.
I mean, in this scenario, strawberries do have thoughts.
Well, we're
What do
getting,
they think
we're getting
about?
into some tricky territory here,
Yeah.
Blaine. Because to say that you don't have thoughts means you're dead is not necessarily true.
That's not
true.
necessarily true, but
Yeah.
I mean,
This is a dumb question we used to ask in the youth group a
well,
lot.
not necessarily. It's not true.
Yeah.
There are people that are alive.
Yeah.
That their brains don't function.
well, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like that's the kind of person that we would describe as,
A vegetable
yeah, and
or a fruit.
that I don't know. I feel like I'd rather have thoughts than not thoughts.
Yeah. So you'd rather be a strawberry with human thoughts.
Yes,
Okay.
Think your way out of being a strawberry.
that's true. If I was a strawberry with human thoughts, I could be the person who invented the machine to transfer minds.
How would you do that?
There
You're
you
just
go.
a strawberry sitting on a table.
Well, you could be on the plant.
You what?
You could be on the plant.
Oh yeah, you could be on the plant.
Yeah,
so
you
how
could
would
be a
you
fresh
do it
strawberry.
then? Someone to eat you.
Oh,
You'd be a strawberry with human thoughts being eaten, and there's nothing you could do. You could have eaten this person already.
that's
And
true.
you don't know
Oh
it.
no,
You could have eaten several of them.
we've opened up.
Or strawberries.
How many people have I eaten? This is a crazy question, Josh.
This has
Thank
gone
you.
way beyond
Thank you.
what it originally was supposed to be.
That is probably the most insane fire starter I've ever participated in.
It's one of the
That
first things
one
that Josh Hubert said to me on
was like-
Mission Arlington.
Yeah, because we were actively debating this question
when I
and
met
been,
them. Yeah.
and had been for like months. Some Sunday nights, the old Lumberton youth pastor Daniel Ward would just be like, "All right, guys, we're just gonna have a game night," and we would just talk. And somebody brought that point up for some reason, and it lasted for probably about a year. And Kevin came in to Mission Arlington when
In
we
the
were
midst
arguing
of that
Yeah, in the midst of it.
conversation. That's my introduction to the Lumberton
Yeah.
students.
Strawberries. So what was the fire starter?
He's got some fantastic ones in here.
Okay. Anything like that?
Anything like that?
That one-
No,
that one
nothing
really-
as philosophical.
That one really
as-
put us in a jam.
Oh my gosh! Now we really have to move on.
I'm really trying to
You
think of something
ruined
that has preserve in it.
Oh my
They're trying to
gosh.
preserve your sanity.
One of the craziest ones on this list. Not as crazy as the strawberry thoughts one, but in the same vein. If you turn a glove inside out, does it change handedness?
I'm trying to think. No, well, really, it depends on the type of glove. Because
Kevin has to mime turning the glove inside out.
Well,
so-
it depends on. Yeah, it does depend on the type of glove because
some
any glove
gloves
could
you
be
can just do that,
interchangeable.
but if it has like a defined outside and inside, like my firefighting gloves, no, but my work gloves, yes.
Fascinating.
Because like there's an outside, there's like an outside of the and then a palm because this side has like
Yeah.
the outer side of your hand is protected with like extra rubber. But if I were to turn it inside out,
So
there's
it would change handedness. It
Yeah.
just would not be. It would not
It
do
wouldn't.
its job
It would
anymore.
stop.
Correct.
Cease functioning.
Yeah.
well, I mean
If
by
it
that
doesn't-
logic, then you could just flip a glove over and it's whatever hand you want.
It's not about turning it over. It's about turning it inside out.
Then yes,
It's the same thing.
Yeah. Fascinating question.
across the different axes.
Don't.
One of the best ones on this list, though, is Netflix, Hulu, or Amazon Prime.
Netflix, then Hulu, then Amazon Prime.
That's
That's my
quick.
ranking.
That was very quick.
That is very quick.
Kevin.
So
Kevin's getting ready.
there's
He
multiple...
does add an addendum or any other streaming service.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So I guess it's just what's your favorite
Voodoo.
I guess it's just what's your favorite streaming service.
Which one do I use most often?
Yeah.
So here's.
Well, I don't know about that. It's not necessarily most often. Which one do you feel like is the most worth the price?
Well, see, that's
Ooh.
that's the rub.
That is
Yeah.
a
Because
different.
Amazon
that is
Prime
true.
is not included in the price for me because
Yeah.
I pay for Amazon Prime because of shipping, not because of I don't
Right,
have
right.
Amazon
That is true.
Instant Video. Because,
Which one has the best content?
So original content in general, because
Content in general.
Okay,
The
I would put
the
Hulu.
averaging of the original and non-original.
I'd probably put Hulu last, just because.
I agree with that. I thought you were about to put it first, and I was gonna
No.
go off on you. I don't know
What
why.
would that have looked like?
I don't know why I phrased it like that. That
He'd
was
jump over the
weird.
table. I'd narrate the whole thing.
Yes. Like
He's got him on the ropes.
Oh my gosh!
I want to stunner.
Should have known that Kevin would have the 1940s Mid-Atlantic accent for us. Yeah. What do you
do
think?
that often. I've only done it like 4 times this. So I think probably Netflix first.
Yeah.
But as far as original content, I think that a lot of Amazon stuff might be just as good as some of the original Netflix stuff. Homecoming. Did you ever see Homecoming?
Nope.
Mm-mm.
Did you ever see Marvelous Mrs. Maisel?
I started it.
About the
I do want to watch
comedy-
that. I do
yeah.
want to watch that, but I have not.
Yeah, it's just so you. I mean, it's about an aspiring comedian, and
It's got the girl from House of Cards in it.
it does have. Yeah,
Mm.
that's what she was from first.
Yeah.
Rachel Brosnahan.
Yeah, I think that's her name. Yeah, something like that.
Brosnan. Brosnahan. I don't know.
Surely
There's
it's not
some H's in there.
Brosnan.
Maybe it's Brosnan.
Hanahan.
I don't know. So there's got extra letters.
Okay.
Netflix. Yeah. Have you seen the Michael Jordan documentary?
Yes.
Yeah.
The one that has Jerry Seinfeld in it.
Is that how you
That is
know
a
it?
very
He's in like 2 minutes
yeah.
of
It's
this
like,
10-hour.
hey,
oh yeah,
here's
the one with Jerry
of the
Seinfeld.
best sports documentaries made so far.
Okay.
And then Blaine's just
different
the one with
different
Jerry
one.
Seinfeld?
The one that has the old newscasters that talk about new things.
Are you talking about comedians in cars
No,
with
it's
coffee?
no. It's the Michael Jordan documentary, but they have like old newscasters, but they make them talk about different stuff.
I don't know what you're
No,
talking
we're talking about The Last Dance.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about.
So no, that doesn't. I mean, I think
That-
they do.
that is
they
in it.
do. That is in it. They do
Yeah.
interview
Yeah.
sports writers that were writing at the time, but that's not what the thing's about. It's about.
No, they do this bit where there's like, where they're like, I know it because I saw it in a VFX artist react video. They do this thing where they have people from back in the day, like the 90s.
Yeah.
And they're talking, but they're talking about things like not about what
Yes.
they were
Yeah.
originally
A documentary.
Yeah.
What?
No,
What?
they
That's
change
what.
their
That's
lips.
what the thing is.
They change their lips. They make their lips
Oh!
different.
Oh,
He's
no.
talking about bad lip readings.
Bad lip reading.
No,
But that's what you're saying.
That's
I'll have
that
to show it to
whatever
you.
it is
I'll
that
have to show
you're
it to
talking
you. I
about
can't
is not
explain it.
this
It's
thing.
The Last
Are you
Dance.
talking
No,
about
it's not.
Space Jam?
Yes, it is.
No,
it's
so
The
that's
Last
something
Dance.
that someone did to The Last
Yeah.
Dance. That's not what The Last Dance is.
The Last Dance
No,
is.
it's The Last Dance.
No, it's
But
not.
that doesn't.
What are
make
you
sense.
saying?
Why would that be in The Last Dance?
I don't know. But
What? Did
I'll
you have
show
a
it to
stroke?
you. I'll
That's
show-
not what this is.
It's the one with Jerry Seinfeld. Okay.
That's. Oh.
Yeah.
I feel like what you feel like when someone doesn't like what you like, because you are missing it. Some
Yeah.
VFX artists like did something to The Last Dance, the documentary.
In the actual documentary, they do a thing where they change what the sportscasters are saying and talking about. Like the sportscasters narrate the story, but they weren't originally narrating the story.
No.
This is interviews with people.
Yeah. That
They're-
doesn't
that's not
happen.
what The Last Dance is. What do you? They're interviewing Michael Jordan. They're interviewing Isaiah Thomas. They're interviewing Phil Jackson. That's what The Last Dance is. And then they show old footage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to pull it up and show you. I am
Unless you're talking about then someone
99.9%
edited the old
certain.
footage to make the
No.
people talk about different things.
No.
No, that's not what this is.
Yeah. That never happens.
Can you just
in
take
it.
the word of the
I'm
people
just
who've
gonna-
seen the
I'm
thing?
gonna say that I was wrong for now.
That's not
For
What do you?
now.
So you think that The Last Dance, just so we can be
That
clear,
there's like this bit where they do like these transitional
But
things
there's
to
no
help tell the
bits.
story. Where
no, they're just showing old footage.
They interview Jerry Seinfeld, and he goes, "Yeah, I remember Michael Jordan," and then that's it.
Do
When
they?
they're
I haven't
showing
even
when
seen
they're
that much
showing
of it.
clips of games, there are announcers announcing the games, but you're watching the game.
Yeah, you're
not
watching the
even seeing
recorded
the
game.
announcer.
I'm gonna show it to you. We should move on.
Okay.
We're gonna say that I was wrong for now.
Sports.
Until I show it to you, and then you're gonna
They
realize.
were sportsing really hard. out
I
there.
know that Jerry Seinfeld is in it, not because I saw that interview, but because I got ads for The Last Dance all the time, and in the ad there was a bit where Jerry Seinfeld was talking
Yes,
about Michael Jordan.
Yeah, because you use Google Chrome and they know everything about you. So they're like, you know what? We'll make this guy watch Last Dance. Show him the Jerry Seinfeld ad.
I don't.
Are you a Seinfeld fan?
I do like Seinfeld, but I'm probably a bigger Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee fan.
Really?
I mean, well, I like Seinfeld. I have watched all of Seinfeld, but I binged it over the course of like a week and a half, and I remember like none of it.
He didn't like this thing they did in Seinfeld where they put different words over the people's voices.
Oh
You know
my
how that
gosh.
happened in
Oh,
Seinfeld.
I'm gonna show you. I'll show you,
So
and you'll see
I'm still confused about what you're saying is happening though. Are you saying that someone went and edited it
that
unbeknownst to the viewer to make the story
It's
flow better,
meant to
or
look-
that the point of the documentary is that it's narrated by old sportscasters saying new things?
yes,
No, that's not what The Last Dance
No,
is. If that's
that-
what you're saying, you are wrong.
Yeah.
we'll see. We will see.
I'm gonna have
Now,
to
if
agree
you're
with
saying
Kevin
that
with
some
this one,
of
you're
the
wrong.
clips that they showed were edited and they made them say different things, there's no way I would have knowing. But yeah, that's not.
There's never a point where there's an old sportscaster that's like, and yes, now that we're in 2020 with all of coronavirus going on,
I'm gonna look it
all
up.
of Corona.
I'm gonna look it up, and I'm gonna be
Okay, we're gonna do it right after this.
sad whenever I'm wrong, but I am pretty sure
should
that
do it
I'm
right
right.
now.
can you attach an addendum to the end of the
We're doing
podcast?
it.
Where
I'm doing it right now.
My
I'm
name
just
is
gonna
Because
do
Blaine,
it.
either
and I am wrong.
I know that you saw something. This is
Yeah.
like when somebody sees a UFO. I'm sure you saw something. It's just not what you think. It's not what you're describing.
Oh man.
Just instead of like a weather balloon, it's just
Now
some
it
random dude
could
on
be
YouTube that
it
did
could be
this.
that somebody is showing how they edited some of the old footage stuff, and maybe they put words in there that weren't originally in there to help with the story. I understand that, but the way that the storytelling device of The Last Dance is just interviews.
Yeah, there is an announcer,
Okay.
but he doesn't sound like he's an old basketball announcer.
I'm looking
Well, Blaine's doing
it up
that.
as.
Well,
I found it.
Oh, dang! I want to talk about baseball.
Baseball.
Now people are gonna hear this audio, and I'm upset about that.
Well, we need to see it.
Yeah,
but
we need
I
to
know
see it.
I'm working on it. Give me a second. I'm getting to the.
Baseball playoffs are going to be crazy, by the
Oh,
way.
they are.
Starting tomorrow.
Oh,
This is the day off.
Astros are playing the Twins first.
Astros are playing the Twins. It's not going to be good because
They were going to be playing the A's.
we're gonna see together.
That's not the last dance. I want everyone to know.
Oh my
yeah.
gosh.
So
Okay,
already
I told
Blaine is
you-
wrong.
I told you. I saw
VFX
this in a
artists react to
VFX
bad
artist
and great
react video.
CGI 28.
I told you this.
we should look at. There's nothing else for us to react to.
Oh my gosh.
I
These
like
guys,
this dude.
These guys look like VXS.
Is
Either of you guys basketball fans?
Hold up.
Yeah, Last Dance.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Watch.
Halfway through every episode, they have like commercials that are really funny because they're like, we're a mid-90s news broadcast, but we're talking about the future.
This is the kind of stuff that ESPN will eventually make a documentary about. They'll call it something like The Last Dance. It's going to be
That wasn't in The Last Dance.
I don't think that's in The Last Dance.
Any visual effects were being done until the final commercial.
That's another documentary.
Or this is commercials for The Last Dance?
Kenny Mayne.
And this is
Maybe.
a State Farm commercial.
But I was watching, I was like, what's wrong with his lips? What is going on here? This
I don't think
Anyways,
this is
the long story short, they put lips over his lips.
So
and you
that's.
can say
I don't think those are in
Yes.
the last. Those aren't in the
Those
last.
may
So
be
those are
like
commercial-
those must
Or
be
is that-
like
is it-
bumpers
is like
or
the
commercials
bumpers at the
for
end that nobody
ESPN.
ever saw if it's at the end of the credits.
Yeah, that might be it.
Okay.
So we were
Or
They-
commercials for people buying The Last Dance since it
Yeah.
was on Netflix and people.
You understand my misunderstanding.
Yeah, so it's
Yes.
somewhere in between what we were both describing because that's not in the actual Last Dance.
maybe it was like bumpers on. Wasn't
Yeah.
it? Didn't it come on ESPN?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah. So maybe it was like bumpers on the ESPN.
I think that
Yeah.
that would make sense.
Okay.
Because I watched it on Netflix and I've never seen that.
Yeah.
I'm glad we settled this on here.
Yes. Hey, this is important.
Yeah, this was important,
Yeah.
First of all,
but yep.
here's what I don't understand. I always say it like Columbo.
Columbo.
What I don't understand is nobody's gonna know who Columbo is either.
Nope.
But what I don't understand is why reaction videos?
I don't
why,
get it.
Why?
VFX artists react.
No. I mean that's probably one of the worst ones I've seen. Why would
Yeah.
I want to watch VFX artists react to anything?
Because it's
But-
fascinating.
Okay,
But it was just three
Why
dudes sitting
would
on the
I
couch
want-
going,
Because
that's pretty bad.
they all work
Oh, they moved their
professionally
mouths
in the
They had
industry.
no critiques.
no.
They just said
Okay.
it's
Okay.
bad.
Well, we
Well,
didn't
I
watch
didn't
the link. We didn't watch the
finish
link. I'm
go
sure
ahead.
that they start saying
Yeah.
things about how they did it. Whatever.
Yes.
Blah blah blah. Why? There's a whole like entertainment industry built around watching someone else react
That is
to
true.
something.
Now
Yeah.
a lot of React videos are dumb, like WandaVision trailer reaction. Like that's
I don't want to see
ridiculous.
anyone's reaction.
Yeah, that's
I don't
dumb.
care about anybody's
That is
reaction.
dumb. But this
I
is
want
more
the content.
That's
This is
different if
more
you're
of-
offering critiques.
Yeah, this is more of like VFX artists look
Now,
at
this
other
one's
VFX
more-
artists work and say how they could have done it better
That's
or
more
how
like-
they did do
But I
it.
think
That's
that's
more like
different than a reaction.
commentary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, there's a real thing like just.
Yes.
It's like a picture-in-picture of people like crying watching the new Star Wars trailer. I'm like, I
which is really stupid.
don't care.
Yeah, really dumb.
I don't care
that
what
is-
your reaction to the Star Wars video.
It's
It's
different
real-
if you have Aaron Sorkin commentating about the West Wing instead
Yes.
of Aaron Sorkin just watching it.
Yeah.
That's the
No, I would watch Aaron Sorkin watching The West Wing.
Well, I mean, okay, never mind.
I'm not talking
bad
about.
I would watch
I'm
Aaron
talking
Sorkin eating
about-
cereal.
There's like
and then he'd get up and he'd have like a really
he'd
long
probably
speech.
write
then-
something
and then
great
he'd
while he was
probably
doing
write
it.
something like
Yeah,
a
man, that
raisin-
cereal was
a
great,
raisin
and I would write
bran.
that down to remember it.
Not for nothing, but this raisin bran.
I was trying to think of a quote.
No, the dumb ones are like this person that like I know nothing. Why does anybody care that this person is reacting to this?
Yeah.
But it'll have
It's
a million
barely.
views.
I barely care whenever it's a person that I care about. Much less like this random person. Who
Yeah.
cares? That and there are like whole channels devoted to
Or just watching people eat something.
yeah ASMR videos.
Oh, we don't even need to talk about
Gross.
that.
I hate ASMR videos. They're, but there's a huge
Yeah.
portion of the population that really.
Or there's a
enjoys
huge portion of the population. Never mind. Anyway.
them. Oh my
Huge portions of the population
the phrase that was like
yeah,
sucked
I
back
brought
into Kevin's mouth.
There's huge portion of populations that do a lot of dumb stuff. If everybody listened to someone jump off a bridge, would you?
No
do it?
offense, if you. Oh my god! It didn't even register, dude. It didn't even register like 30 seconds later. Oh, that was funny. Everybody listened to somebody jumping off a bridge. Oh, that was great. No offense if you like ASMR videos. But
No.
we don't see
Offense.
the point.
We mean
Offense.
great offense.
We don't understand the point. If you could explain it to us.
No, I don't. I've had
maybe-
people try to explain it.
Maybe send your explanation into Cavalry Renewal Podcast at gmail.com.
There
So
is
some
like
people
a.
will put the headphones in, and it's actually in stereo, and it's
Oh.
it's meant to like make the hair on the back of your neck stand up.
Yeah,
Well,
there is
but is
a condition that people were talking about
Yeah.
where it's
But
like
not
there's-
everybody has it.
Not
No.
everybody has it.
Right.
The people that don't have it and still listen to ASMR,
Are
that's
crazy
Yeah,
people.
that's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what I like. Obviously, we don't get that reaction from it. Right?
I never listened to one.
Then how can you know that they're dumb?
No, I've seen.
Okay.
I've listened to them.
I've watched other people make fun of them. So
No,
I've
I
watched reaction
looked it up.
videos of people reacting
So
to
I
it.
was like, when I found out what it was, I was like, "What is this?" And it's just like this lady cutting soap.
yeah.
I'm
How do you get
there's
that
there's
far
two
deep
worst
into it?
ones-
there's two
the worst
there are
ones are
too
whenever
many
they eat
things I have to
things.
do.
Yeah.
The ones that I've seen are like the lady who eats like a honeycomb. Ooh, it's gross.
Also, it's a little bit creepy. That's always like a very attractive woman doing this.
Yes.
It's a little bit.
It is kind of.
Yes.
Yeah.
People are like, no, it's just about the. It's,
Yeah.
Well, no. If it's just, wait a minute.
Why
if
can't
it's
it be a
just
big
about
fat dude?
listening to it, yeah. Why isn't it just audio?
Why
How
is it
about
so
that? Why are there videos?
Oh,
Why is-
man.
Why is she the one that's eating Alfredo in your
Why?
ears?
No, it's just about. It's an
Just about
auditory.
the audio part.
Yeah.
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 Okay. Well, let me get
Video
my Uncle
portion
Frank
of it.
to do one.
No offense to Uncle Frank.
No
Yeah,
offense. I'm just kidding. I don't have an
Kevin
Uncle
sings a
Frank.
very hard line
Oh,
stances on this
man.
podcast.
Against ASMR, against Uncle Frank.
So funny. Yeah. Hot takes, man. These are some real fire starters this time. Whenever I put a microphone in front of anyone in the world, especially students, but anyone,
Yeah.
like ASMR. This is my ASMR channel, you guys.
Yeah, it's
I'm
become
it's
very
awful.
popular.
And every single time.
Would you rather them scream into the mic?
I
Yeah,
guess
what's the
I mean, I'm just thinking the polar opposite.
where's the pendulum swing on ASMR? What's gonna be like?
I just
the
don't
next
understand
thing?
why you need to say ASMR. The people who do ASMR don't say ASMR into the microphone.
What does ASMR stand for?
Audio.
Yeah, we
Audio,
all know what the
sound,
A is for. Mixing requests.
modulation, reaction.
ASMR
that what it is?
meaning. We're double
Yep.
checking.
That's. No, I already told you, Josh. Why are you looking?
You're
it up?
right. What
Am
is
I right? No, I'm not.
Modulation?
Autonomous sensory meridian response.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
that's
you
nowhere
get-
near
no,
what I
wait a
said.
minute. It's not even audio. We
in
didn't even
case
get the
you're wondering.
audio. We're like, of course, everyone knows what A is for. Skip that. That's audio.
Oh,
The feeling of well-being combined with a tingling sensation in the scalp and down the back of the neck.
Just get one of those head scratchers. Move on. Dude, you spend hours.
Oh my gosh. This is
Do
Kevin's
something.
undermining an entire industry.
this is an extremely long episode. Of
Well, no, how long
episodes.
have we
This
been
is a
going?
fantastic.
Like almost 2 hours.
Oh man,
Like,
we haven't talked about Star Wars or baseball.
we probably started around 2:15,
Oh, man.
and it is 3:41.
Oh man,
Yeah,
Okay.
we should probably wrap up
Okay.
at this point.
quick!
but
What's a hot take about Star Wars?
we can do one more fire starter if you
Okay.
want
Okay.
to end the episode.
Mm.
Netflix, by the way, I never got to answer.
Okay,
Although HBO Max is kind of
HBO Max
It's
has
got some
been
great
good.
stuff. Max is
Have
good.
you seen any of Raised by Wolves?
yes.
Ah,
it's
so
we gotta talk about that.
don't spoil it.
It's
Don't
so
spoil
good.
it. I need to see it.
They do some really interesting things with
Yes.
with belief.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
have to talk about this.
Okay, so once it
Yeah.
becomes a thing,
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
you're gonna hear sermon illustrations about it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's a phenomenal show, and I was scared for a while because Ridley Scott is kind of hit or miss sometimes.
Yeah.
It's great.
I don't understand why more people aren't talking about it.
I don't either.
Who has
I've
HBO
not under
Max?
anything about it.
That's true.
Not a lot of
but
people have
it's-
it.
Yeah,
It's
true.
great, and it is episodic. Like it's. I mean,
Yeah.
it's weekly.
Yeah.
Which is stupid.
No, I like that. See,
No,
this is
we're
what
getting
makes
back
it better.
to-
I
This
remember
is
hearing
why
about-
you
no,
like it.
That's
why.
not why
That's
I
one of the
like it.
reasons why you like it.
No, that's not true.
If I was watching it all back to back to back, I would like it less.
That's the reason why I like it right now. Like I would have already watched it all and talked about it with everybody and kind of been over
But
it.
it gives you that time to think about it. That's what
Does
I'm
it?
saying. It's the same
I
way.
haven't been thinking
It's the
about it.
way a sermon functions. You
You
don't
listen
you're
to
not
a
gonna-
sermon all at once.
What?
You listen to a sermon all at one time.
Not a sermon series.
Okay.
Ooh.
But each sermon series is about a different thing.
Each TV show is about a different thing. I don't
But
know.
each
I don't-
sermon in a
guess.
sermon series is about
I
the
guess.
same overarching theme.
Yeah.
That's true.
I agreed with Kevin, by the way.
I feel like
For that,
Thank you, Josh.
You're welcome, Kevin.
I feel like a sermon series. No, I don't. I'm not going to say what I was going to say.
Good.
I will say it off mic, but I will not say it now. So people will just miss it. So just going to say that.
Thank you.
Clarifying. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell everybody. at
People
Rule.
will ask me after the fact, and I will tell them then.
Talk about the thing you're not going to say some more.
This
do
is the This is the fire starter
Okay.
from Tomas. Price is Right or Jeopardy?
Jeopardy.
that.
Goodness gracious!
My dream is to
He's
be on
a
Jeopardy.
very-
Really?
I watch an episode a day.
I
would
feel like
love
I
to
could.
be on
I
Jeopardy.
feel like I could be better at Price is Right than Jeopardy.
Jeopardy
I
all
would
the
love
way.
to be on Jeopardy. I could do great.
I'm not that smart.
How
Like
often,
I have a lot of information in here.
Yeah.
I can't recall it like that. Though.
But do you understand? I really like Jeopardy, but there, but
You don't
there are
understand my
some,
You
love for
don't
Jeopardy.
know.
Oh, Alex Trebek's book is on my bookshelf.
Oh,
Already read.
wow.
Yeah, I really like Jeopardy.
Wow.
And there are categories where it's like 13th century painters, and I'm like, Alex, please cut me a break. I do not know that. There are some, but there are
You
some
speak-
boards where I can
You
clear the
speak
entire.
to
thing.
Alex
to
Trebek.
Alex Trebek.
Well,
Well,
on
yeah,
television.
you gotta have the pen to click the button.
You know what? If you're,
Oh my gosh.
If you,
Dude,
you
I
have
wanna
to
be
have
on
the pin
Jeopardy.
to click
Josh,
the button.
please don't tell me that you sit in your house watching Jeopardy with a pen in your hands.
No, I don't always.
Maybe 80% of the time.
But I do answer out loud
Oh.
even when I'm alone.
You really would
Oh.
have cemented your Jeopardy fanhood if you had answered the question
Oh, in the
in
form
the
of a
form
question.
of a question. If he said Price is Right or Jeopardy, and you said, "What is Jeopardy?"
What is Jeopardy? You're
That
right.
is true. Missed opportunity, sad day. If you
Alex,
say
I
it,
failed you.
if you say it now, I can go back and edit it in.
What is Jeopardy?
Great.
It's gonna be funnier because everyone's gonna see that you
Yeah,
did
I'm
not
not
edit
gonna,
Yeah, he's not gonna
I'm not gonna edit
that. Great, got it.
Moving on.
Check the gate.
Circle that one. Yeah.
So here's my answer. I
Okay.
like Jeopardy as a show better.
Yes.
No. Wait. I would. I answered that wrong. I would want to be on Jeopardy more, and I feel like I would
Yes.
be better at Jeopardy. But I like Price is Right as a show better because
Yeah.
there's more variety.
Yeah.
Funnier things happen.
I do agree
So
with
if I was just going to sit down and watch an episode of television for television's sake, I would rather watch Price is Right. But I do get into Jeopardy a lot more because I like to answer the.
Yeah.
But as far as watching a show,
Yeah.
being on a show, I want to be on Jeopardy.
I feel like Jim Carrey would like punch me or talk down to me if I was on Price is Right.
Because
True
Jim
Carrey.
Carrey
Not Jim.
Oh, yeah,
loves,
you're right.
loves Jeopardy because Jim Carrey loves Jeopardy so much.
Drew Carey.
Can you imagine? Can you
What?
imagine if Jim Carrey hosted The Price is Right?
That would be insane.
That would be.
Yeah. Well, it just depends on which Jim Carrey you're talking about because he's
That's
gone
true.
through like 5 different personalities.
The
He's still a crazy person.
Well, yeah, he's insane in all of them.
Yeah.
No, I mean like in real life, he's a crazy person.
Oh,
I know,
yeah.
that's what I'm talking about. No, I'm talking about his real life personalities.
Yeah.
Like, if you watch him in interviews
Right.
from like
Like
the
90s
when
Jim
he-
Carrey
90s
was
Jim
was
Carrey.
at least relatively normal.
He was trying to be a little bit normal, but even in the 90s, he was insane.
Yeah.
Like when Batman Forever, did I ever tell you the story?
No,
So Tommy Lee Jones is an infamous jerk.
I did not know that.
Yeah, he is like he's a super
He's
genius.
like a Chevy
he's a
Chase.
Rhodes Scholar.
What?
Yeah, Tommy Lee Jones.
Does he have
The
a master's in
actor.
theology?
The country cop from
Yeah.
No Country for Old Men
Yes, that's what you know Tommy Lee Jones
Is-
as, I suppose.
is
He's a
I
genius.
don't
He's a
care.
real life genius. Yeah, he's a real life genius. He does
Rhodes
not
Scholar.
do like I have never seen him in an interview like be happy or like that thing that Will Ferrell and Kristen Wiig did when they were trying to like when they were giving away awards at they were presenting the Golden Globes or something, and they were acting like they haven't actually seen any of the movies, so they're trying to describe them to each other. It's an improv thing that they're doing that they hadn't talked about. They're trying to say what the movies are about, and they're looking at each other and they're finishing each other's sentences, and they're not saying what the movies are about. The whole thing's laughing. Tommy Lee Jones sitting on the front row, stone faced, not laughing at all. His entire table's laughing. He's turning around like. Completely not having it. That's Tommy Lee Jones' personality. So Tommy Lee Jones is playing Two-Face, this really cartoony Batman bad guy.
He does not a terrible job.
Yeah, he does a great job.
Yeah.
I imagine him between takes being like stopping and being like like he's just finished going on this big Batman monologue.
Yeah.
And then he's just done. He's nothing. And so because it's
Half
from
of this performance is lost on the people.
I know,
who are
because I'm
listening
just
to your
when it gets quiet, I'm doing my Tommy Lee Jones face.
Yeah.
But so
It's
there's a
very
story that Jim Carrey told in an interview in the 90s when he saw Tommy Lee Jones at this big famous restaurant. They're working on Batman Forever. They're going to work every day together. Yeah. And he sees him at this restaurant. He goes over to the table and he starts doing his Jim Carrey thing, making jokes to all his guests, and everybody's laughing and loving it. And Tommy Lee Jones gets up and shakes his hand and gives him a hug. He's like, "Oh, it's weird because Tommy Lee Jones has never been that close to me before. We never did it." And he just hugged him to whisper into his ear, "I cannot sanction your buffoonery." And then he sat down. It's one of the best stories behind this. Yeah. Not just leave me alone, get out of here. I don't want to talk to you right now. Genius Tommy, genius level intellect, genius level intellect. Tommy Lee Jones whispers in Jim Carrey's ear to get him to leave him and his table alone. Go away, person that I work with every day. I cannot sanction your buffoonery.
What?
That's like the evil genius villain.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That made me cry a little. That's so unbelievably mean of a thing to say to another person.
He's standing
I just can't even comprehend the level. I've never. That's so inhuman of a response. That blew my mind right now. That's the craziest story I've ever.
Is that the same Batman movie with the Penguin?
That's the
that's Batman Returns.
Please don't compare Joel Schumacher.
So Joel Schumacher did Batman Forever and Batman
and Billy
Robin.
D. Williams was supposed to be Two-Face.
Yeah,
and they
Billy
cast
D. Williams
Tommy Lee Jones
was
as him.
Harvey Dent in the first Batman. Yeah.
And then Joel Schumacher took over, and he was like, "Ooh, Tommy Lee Jones." Who, did a great job, but still, that movie's not the best in the world. And it's so sad coming right off the heels of Batman Returns, which is, if it weren't for The Dark Knight, Batman Returns is the best Batman movie.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Dark Knight, then Batman Returns.
It's phenomenal.
If we're including all of them.
Yep.
The Penguin speech is almost as good as Joker's monologue.
Yeah.
In The Dark Knight.
True. Penguin is great. Catwoman is great. Michelle Pfeiffer is Catwoman. The ending, it's so. That's a great movie. You should watch Batman Returns.
Tim Burton should have kept making Batman movies.
Tim Burton should have. What about Tim Burton's Superman movie?
We haven't talked. That's we need to do a whole episode on that.
We do need to do a whole
I don't
episode.
think I've seen that.
No, it hasn't. It was never made, but it's one of those famous abandoned
unmade
projects.
films.
Oh.
So Nicolas Cage was supposed to be.
Nicolas Cage as Superman.
I've heard about this now.
With shoulder-length hair.
Yeah.
Giant
mechanical spider.
Giant mechanical spider. You should look up.
Which ended up in Wild Wild West. Have we talked about this?
I think we
the
did
producer
talk
of the guy who was going to produce the Superman movie that Nicolas Cage was going to be in, that Tim Burton was going to direct, wanted so bad he fought for it. It was fighting over. It was one of the reasons why the movie didn't get made, I guess, because they were fighting over no, if we're going to make this movie, the bad guy will be a giant mechanical spider that this guy just made up. It was not pulling it from the comics at all.
Oh.
And so years later, in the 90s, late 90s, he's making Wild Wild West. He puts a giant mechanical spider in there because he's I've been waiting for this to happen.
I wish I had that much tenacity.
Kevin Smith talked about it on a podcast because he had, I don't know if he was involved in the. Was he helping write it?
Oh, I think he was.
Yeah.
Yeah, that does make sense to me.
yeah.
That he was like helping Tim Burton with like research
Yeah.
and stuff.
Why was this not a thing? This sounds like the greatest B movie.
They
of
should
all
just
time.
make it animated
They really
version of
should.
it now.
That would be crazy.
It would be like a cult classic.
Yeah, Tim Burton is a crazy person, and that would have been an insane movie. But like, kind of, who knows? Michael Keaton as Batman didn't make sense whenever he cast Michael Keaton as
So
Batman.
see, I've only experienced that from this side of history
That's
because as a kid I was 4 years old when the first Batman movie came out, so I was like perfect age for like all the toys and stuff. And when the movie came out, and I was like really into it, but I didn't know Michael Keaton was like an '80s comedian before he was Batman.
Yeah.
I just knew him as Batman.
Yeah,
I think Josh just found that out. It's his face.
I
He's
just
like,
found
that
Michael
out,
Keaton
yeah.
didn't
people in
start
the
out
side
as
history
Batman.
know Michael Keaton as
No,
Batman.
Michael Keaton was like Mr.
Yeah.
Mom. That's
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
Michael Keaton was.
Yeah.
It's like, oh,
It's
what a
casting
premise
Steve
for
Martin.
a movie. The
Yeah.
woman works and
Yeah.
the man stays at home, and that's
Yeah.
the premise. That's the comedy of the '80s. It's like, what if? Hear me out here, fellas.
Yeah.
I know it sounds crazy. The lady gets a job.
Yeah.
the dad
Yep.
does chores.
That was the 80s.
That was the 80s. But then they,
And then he made a
him
Batman. Yeah, Michael Keaton was.
Wow.
And so who knows? Maybe Tim Burton is a mad genius, and
I mean,
And-
he's definitely one of those
what's
already.
his face? Why do I keep on wanting to say Jack Nicholson? It's
Nicholas
Nicolas
Cage.
Cage.
Yeah, I almost
Nicolas
said it.
Cage.
It's because Jack Nicholson is the Joker in it.
Well, and
Oh.
Jack Nicholson, Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, that would have been crazy,
Mm-hmm.
but maybe it would have been good.
Giant
Who
Mechanical
knows?
Spider.
John Mechanical Spider.
Jack Mechanical Spider. Also, Jack Nicholson is the Joker.
That doesn't seem like such a stretch to me.
Why? Because you've only
Shining, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
No. Yeah, those are serious movies.
Yeah,
This is a comic book
Sure.
movie. This is before there were comic
This
book
isn't
movies.
this is a serious movie. Like Tim Burton made it into a serious
I
movie.
know,
Yeah,
but,
but
it's
it's not-
also comic booky.
That
But-
is true.
but in this movie, it's not. I'm obviously playing off Dark Knight here. I think the Joker is that Dark Knight Joker is the most serious he's ever been in a movie.
Sure.
But like, it's.
Jack Nicholson's a pretty serious Joker, though.
I agree, but it's not. He still seems cartoony.
I don't know. I think he feels psychotic. Like I don't know about cartoony.
I think it's a little comic booky, cartoony too. Also,
Yeah.
I would have been
Yeah.
surprised had I known Jack Nicholson. If I was an adult when Batman came out, I would have been surprised. Oh, they cast Jack Nicholson as the Joker.
I think-
Now it doesn't.
I think I would have been
bother
more
me.
surprised that Jack Nicholson did it
Yeah.
than that they cast him as the Joker.
Okay, I can see that too.
Yeah.
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, though. One of the
Fantastic.
best movies ever made.
Yeah.
And
No, nobody wants to watch that dumb show.
I saw the first episode.
What
Is
show?
It's dumb.
It is dumb.
Yeah.
Because what do we know about Nurse Ratched? I mean, I know
Well,
it's.
who cares? It's like literally just based off of, oh, it's that one nurse from
So
that
me
movie.
and Blaine are speaking telepathically right now,
Yeah.
so we need to tell people
Yeah.
what we're talking about. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. The villain of the movie is Nurse Ratched. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's
Quote
Nest.
unquote villain.
What do you mean?
Okay, sure, whatever.
She's the villain.
She is the villain.
I guess.
What?
She is an antagonist, but it makes it sound weird. Like it makes her sound like the Joker if you're casting her as the villain.
She's not the villain? She's not a bad guy? You're not supposed to hate Nurse Ratched by the end of
Who is the
I
I mean,
bad
she
guy of One
is
Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest?
actively.
undermining their treatment and having a certain level of control over things that she
Yeah,
like
okay, I
that she
guess.
thinks is more important than the mental patients that has
I
authority.
think
guess.
Blaine's saying
She
it's not
strikes
a
me as-
man versus man.
I get it's just it strikes me as a more complex thing than a villain. I don't know. It just that word sounded like a weird word. To,
Okay. Anyway,
She's the antagonist.
I assume
which
that
is
there's
also
more.
the villain. So
what I
guess
should
that's
probably
true.
do is read the book because I assume that there's more behind Nurse Ratchet's backstory
Maybe
in the book that they're basing this TV show off of. But I don't
But
see
it's-
how they base a
so
TV
they're
show
making
off
a
of
show
her.
just
it's the
about her?
American Horror
About
Story
her.
people. Though.
Yeah, it's the American Horror Story people are
Oh.
And I
making a
hate
show
those shows.
about.
I don't
haven't
like 'em.
seen any of the American Horror Story stuff, but the first episode of Nurse Ratched is stupid. It's the
Yeah,
dumbest thing
they're
I've ever
all
seen.
really dumb.
But
And what's the death of something Armani? That show was them too.
I don't know.
They make a lot of shows that are like the Hollywood people are like, oh, I love it, and
I've
that's-
never liked American
that's a
Horror
Hollywood
Story.
accent, by the way. But yeah, American Horror Story. I've watched. I've tried to get into some of them, and because Lady Gaga is a great actress, and she did that one season, so I tried to watch. I think I watched like 3 episodes of that one, and I was like,
Anyway.
this is awful.
The point of the thing is it just made me go watch One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest again, which is what you
Oh
should
yeah.
do.
Yeah, for sure. If you want to see Nurse Ratched, watch that.
Did you know the book is told from the Chief's perspective?
I did not know
I
The
did
that.
guy
not.
who wrote the book was very upset that they made so many changes. So that's why I want to read the book. The guy who wrote the book was very upset they made so many changes.
Milos.
Milos Forman, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
was the director of the
that's
film.
who directed it, but I can't remember the guy who
Just
wrote
like
the book.
saying his name.
Milos.
Milos.
But so like he would never watch it, and he saw it on TV one time, and he finally watched it. Like decades later, he's like, I'm never gonna watch that, and he
That's
sued
like-
him. And
That's like Stephen King with The Shining.
yeah.
Yeah. The Shining is nothing like the book because the book is awful.
I
The
never
book
read
is
the
really bad.
book is
I,
really
I
bad.
read like 3/4 of it and I just couldn't finish
It's
it.
the only Stephen King book I've ever read.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I'm so sorry that was.
It
I'm not a
was-
big Stephen King fan.
I mean, either.
Me neither.
but
I've read a
still,
few.
that was one of his.
I don't like the movies or the. I don't like
really bad.
horror.
Oh, same
Never
day.
been-
So
I
Not
don't-
because
I
I'm
don't
scared,
mind
but
horror.
because I just.
We're coming up on
don't like
spooky month.
It is Spoopy month.
Yeah.
Wow, what's spoopy?
Spoopy?
Spoopy.
It's like spooky, but better.
What,
Spoopy.
Yeah, but do we ever get a solid definition?
Spoopy?
It's spooky.
Why? So it's just say spooky
Spoopy.
I mean, why do you say incredible instead of awesome?
because those are actual words.
Just saying, it's just a synonym for spooky.
No, it's not.
Spoopy is an internet slang term used to describe something that is spooky in
Yeah.
a comical or cute way, such as a puppy in a ghost costume.
Oh, see.
Okay, so it has an added meaning.
Yeah.
That's why there's.
Yeah. And so
It's not
spoopy
just
is
another word for
spoopy is not scary spooky.
Spoopy
Yeah.
is Casper.
Yes. Yeah. You see, you got it.
Why wasn't he here last time? We had this whole conversation about Spoopy. I'm
That's
like,
true.
you're making no distinction between spooky.
Yeah. I didn't get into the cute aspect of it.
Yeah.
It is kind of though like it's spoopy because it's fun. It's not
Yeah.
like actually scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a werewolf bar mitzvah. Boys becoming men. Men becoming
What?
wolves.
What?
I like.
What?
Did you just make that up? I know
What
it's a
are you
reference. I know it's a
quoting?
reference, but I want to believe that you just made that up.
Then believe it. No,
What?
it's from.
Then believe it, baby.
Because that's
Do whatever you want to in this world.
Not for nothing, but I thought you just made that up.
Oh,
Not for
man.
nothing. No, it's
Not
from
for
30
nothing.
Rock.
Oh,
It's
that's
every now
right.
and then
You
they'll-
have told me that.
Every
That's
now and then
right.
they'll do like a flashback to one of their previous projects,
Yeah.
and it's the funniest like one-shot joke that I've ever heard in my life because it flashes to Tracy Morgan,
Who is the craziest person?
in the get up from the Thriller video as a werewolf, singing, doing the Thriller dance, but singing these words: werewolf bar mitzvah, spooky, scary, boys becoming men, men becoming wolves. Because a bar mitzvah
Why?
is when a
I think
Jewish
we know what a
boy
bar
becomes a
mitzvah
man,
is.
so it's boys becoming
Why
men.
would it be a werewolf bar mitzvah though?
Because that's what makes it funny. Werewolf
Why?
bar mitzvah.
Why is it that?
Because so they can do that line. It's the point of the
It's
joke.
just-
They
okay,
wrote
it's just
that around the
random.
joke. Boys becoming men, men becoming wolves.
That's just the craziest thing. I really, I've said this before on this show. 30 Rock is one of those shows, like Curb Your Enthusiasm, where it's much funnier to just watch clips of it than it is to watch the actual show.
Oh,
Because I have watched
disagree on both
many
counts.
clips of like all of Tracy Morgan's bits from 30 Rock, and they're all hilarious. Like only because you know that Tracy Morgan made up half of those lines himself. Like you know that like all those are improv, and everyone on set was like, "Why are you saying these things? Like, why is that what you decided to have come out of your mouth?" Oh man, I really want to look that up because you've described that scene a couple of times.
Yeah.
Now. I've never seen it, so we're gonna go look that up and we're gonna end this podcast
Yeah.
because we're coming up on two
Two
full
and a half
hours.
hours.
No one will watch this.
I'll listen to it. I'll just
yeah.
stream it on repeat.
The Senior Firestart is to Calvary Renewal Podcast
Calvary Renewal Podcast
at gmail.com.
gmail.com.
Or if you're watching on YouTube, just comment those below.
Comment up below.
Yeah, put your Firestarter. Josh is looking at the camera that happens to be in the room.
You
We're
will
not,
have to-
we're not on camera.
No,
Okay.
we're not.
Yeah. Just the audio is just on
Blaine
YouTube.
just wants more
okay.
comments on YouTube than the 3
Don't
accounts
tell
that he
him.
comments with.
Don't Kevin.
He started
We're
trying
pulling
to
back
get
the
me-
curtain here.
He tried to get me to
Kevin.
comment on these YouTube videos, and I'm like, yeah, oh, there's a bunch of comments on this one,
It
and it's
really
3 accounts
helps,
that
okay?
Blaine controls. Not only that, they're talking to each other.
Yeah,
That's
So
not
then
true.
Jaden asked
That's
him-
not true. They are elaborating on each other's comments.
No,
They're
you're
definitely
responding
responding to
back.
each
It's
other.
not a response.
I'm starting to worry that you might not think that they're actually different accounts.
He takes his glasses on and off and puts a jacket on.
Oh my gosh, they are elaborating on each other's comments.
I go to our YouTube channel and I
and
see.
I stopped doing that, okay?
I
Because
see
everybody's
Blaine
making fun of me.
carrying
Remember,
on
guys,
a deep
if you don't want Blaine
conversation
to be,
But the
if you don't want
effect-
Blaine to be lonely and crazy, you should comment, like, and subscribe to all our videos
You
on
should do
YouTube.
that because the effect that liking and commenting has on a video is like exponential. Like we get in front of exponentially more people.
Yeah, but that's cheating.
it's not. So
You want
doesn't matter.
organic-
We're getting in front of new people.
It's like when
Yeah.
people put a workout on their watch
no.
and then don't really do a workout. Like you can start a workout on your Apple Watch.
What villain does that?
And I mean, I know people that not necessarily that they don't work out, but they like put like a walking workout on,
Oh,
or like a running workout or whatever. But it gives you a certain amount of calories just for having that on. You're not actually burning those calories. You wanna be able
oh,
to actually-
gotcha.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. Well, it'll tell you your active calories and the calories that like it just gives you, but so you can see what you actually did, but it still counts them.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's not what's happening in the situation.
Hmm.
Because
Kind of is.
things like the small group video, there's fantastic stuff in there. And that's getting in front of literally like 5 times
No,
as many
I-
people as it would have.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Like, how many,
Well,
how
the
many
small
views is
group-
the one?
That's why people should.
it's like
comment.
it's 75 views right now. And we just posted it yesterday.
So
Wow.
people should comment.
That's why
Yeah.
people should comment and why you should stop making fun of me, Kevin.
Well, there's not a
because
good reason to
I do
stop
what
doing
it
that.
takes to share the gospel with people. What do you do, Kevin?
I talk to their face.
Yeah. Just get
Go
up
out
on
into the
stage
world
with
and-
a microphone and
No.
say some words.
That's not all I do.
We have to be done.
Okay.
Okay. Goodbye. This is the end.
Bye, everybody.
I am goodbye. You are gone now.
Yeah. Me, goodbye. You gone now. Yeah. Okay. This is the end for Robo. Goodbye.
Okay.
Goodbye.